27 years of family-owned operation and community. Visit Osteen Volkswagen today on Phillips Highway and at OsteenVW.com.
You can't have exceptional water quality without the hefty price. With Kanaya Water Systems, a premium, high-quality water and filtration system that won't leave your wallet taking an L. Search KENAI Water Jacksonville.
New and pre-owned firearms are always in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimbar, Smith & Wesson, Sig Sauer, and Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach.
Frank Franzi here for Stanley Pools. There's a reason so many of my friends and our listeners have had Stanley Pools build their pools and now maintain their pools because Stanley Pools truly cares about their customers. Stanley Pools is locally owned and has been serving our community for 35 years. For all of your pool needs, call Stanley Pools at 269-7277. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools. 269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com.
Dan Hicken here for Bowdeny & Associates. I want to remind you that now is the perfect time to schedule your eye exam. Take advantage of your existing insurance benefits before they reset in January. Join the many satisfied patients who trust Bowdeny with their vision. Schedule your eye exam now and enjoy the peace of mind that comes with clear and healthy eyes. And remember, your deductibles reset in January, so don't miss out on the benefits you've already earned. Bowdeny & Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
This is the flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM and FM. Jacksonville Beach. 1010XL. Home sweet home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On January 2nd, 1943, Kentucky basketball began a 129 home game win streak that ends in 1955, leading to 3 titles.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry, this free examination, normally $199, is yours for free and good only through Sunday. For your free examination, call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Call now.
Get ready to rock your evening with the band Be Easy at Players Grill Mandarin, a high-energy, multi-genre cover band from classic hits to chart toppers. See you at Players Grill Mandarin Friday, January 5th at 8 p.m. Players Grill, where the neighborhood meets.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700, offices Jacksonville, Florida, and don't let the state decide your fate.
So I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 5-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $30,000 a year and right now graduate making over $80,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition and no student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted into the program, your only costs are the books and the course fees, around $700 a year.
Wow, that sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Coogan Nation. Time to rise and shine and start your day with Duval Sports Media Big Steppers. Dan Hicken.
You know it!
Jeff Prosser.
It's a big deal.
Gosh, it sure is a big deal.
And E to the T.
E.T. is in the booth.
Rise and shine, Googans. Go time on a Tuesday morning. It's Gatlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. It is 2024. Happy New Year to you And yours, E.T., good morning.
Yo.
How we doing? Good?
I'm good.
Yeah, we're ready for 2024.
Oh, I'm in there.
Jaguars look like they kind of transitioned back into somewhat of the football team we saw earlier this year. We'll get to that, obviously, as we move through this morning, including a little bonus breakfast with Pacelli, day late, never a dollar short, as it comes down to pretty simple math for the Jacksonville Jaguars and what is coming up this weekend. But we will start at the top. And that is the college football semis last night. To the undefeateds go the spoils. And you may have wondered about that 0 in the right-hand column for both Michigan and Washington, but both proved. And what a terrific afternoon, evening of college football, man. I mean, 2 heavyweight matchups that went back and forth. They were good, dramatic, exciting games the whole way. Each had tipping points. That was fantastic. Just a fantastic. I don't like this. I don't like how they treated each team like they just won the national title after they won their semis. That was weird, man. Like, you see that in college basketball when you have the 4 regions and you win your region to go to the Final Four? Like, that makes more sense to see them celebrate, hang the nets. But to win each semifinal and to put the podium and the stage and the confetti, it was weird, no?
No, I agree.
Maybe it's always been like that. I hadn't paid attention. I noticed especially last night because here we are. I got to get back bright and early, or at least early, for work the next day. And they're holding up the Texas start time for, to honor Michigan apparently as the national champs. So I thought that was a little much for me. Listen, I thought Alabama would win. I credit Michigan, down 7 late, made the plays, gutsy call on a 4th and 2. Still about 3.5 minutes to go. Michigan in their own territory, and Jim Harbaugh, faced with 4th and 2, said, look, we got to win this game right now or we're not gonna. And they ended up converting. Ended up continuing the drive, got a big break on a tipped pass that ended up in the receiver's hands anyway. Finished it off with some nifty play calling inside the 5, and after an extra point, the game was tied. I was surprised that Michigan's lines of scrimmage did not hold up against Georgia a couple of years ago. They were riddled defensively by TCU in that really just terrible loss for the program a year ago. But that line more than held up. Both lines of scrimmage more than held up against Alabama. That surprised me. I thought Bama's big boys on the interior would kind of win the Big Ten part of this matchup, and then the speed at the skill positions would win the SEC part of this matchup. And I really thought Alabama would win it all. Ultimately didn't play out that way, bemoaning some late game calls if you're Bama. Here's a little Shazam right off the bat, by the way. Shout out Murray Ford Superstores. This is the first time since Nick Saban went to Alabama that he's gone 3 years without winning a natty.
Shazam!
Is that sick? And by the way, he was in the playoffs this year and lost the title game to Georgia 2 years ago. First time that Alabama under Nick Saban has gone 3 years, a whopping 3 years, without winning a natty. So many storylines. So much talent on the field. Well, they did it again, by the way. They gave the Heisman to the wrong dude. They gave it to the wrong dude. That cat at Washington is the Heisman winner. Didn't give him near enough respect.
Penix
is the Heisman winner, not Jaden I'll skip the bowl game Daniels. He's not the Heisman winner. Running around making plays for a 9-3 football team. My man Penix out there at Washington, by the way. That's UW. Last time Washington was, relevant as a national title hopeful. Penix Jr. transferred out there from Indiana and just continued with this phenomenal season, and he's the most valuable player in college football. Heisman voters got it wrong again, and I'll tell my guy when he gets in, he won't agree. Nah, stop giving it to these video game numbers for dudes on teams that aren't winning. It just doesn't carry the same pressure, right? The plays you're making, if you're Michael Penix Jr., are a lot more pressure-packed and successful than any play Jaden Daniels was asked to make all year. And in the two biggest games of the year, against what ultimately proved to be playoff-caliber teams, FSU and Bama, they lost. I know Daniels put up a lot of numbers against Bama. Okay, I digress. That's an old storyline, but I think Michael Penix Jr. claimed the role as the best player in college football last night. Because Washington is in the final. You ready for this? They've been an underdog like 4 times this year. 4 times this year. Remember Washington went to Oregon State late in the year and they were an underdog? Remember that? And they had their moments of struggle. I will be pulling for Washington over Michigan so much. I just can't root for that Jim Harbaugh. Whatever. I respect what they did, man. They you know, there was a time this year on the program, if we go back, where I said, you know, I think the best team is, I think it's Michigan.
Uh-huh.
Right? I said that even when Georgia was winning and undefeated. I wish I had really stuck by my guns and double and triple down on Michigan because they haven't wavered. You know, they haven't shown a lot of weakness. You could question the schedule. You could question a couple of late game outcomes. That was for every team, including the undefeated that didn't get in Florida State. Oof, more on them in a second. Michigan's very good. I think they'll beat Washington, but I will be rooting for Washington in a real contrast styles, man. Washington wants to get you in a track meet and go over the top and throw the ball. And Michigan wants to play defense and run it, man.
Shout out Jake Guanera.
Yeah, and they can do both. They can do both. They can run it, right? And they can play defense. Bama learned that last night. Boy, I saw a breakdown of that fight. If you missed it, the game went into overtime. Michigan nutted up. They had a last, 2-minute drive. They scored the game-tying touchdown, included a 4th down conversion, included a deflected pass. They go to OT. Michigan gets the ball first. Like nothing, they go in. 2 plays, they're in. Blake Corum had a nice long 20-something yard run. Bama gets it back. They make a couple plays, and suddenly the game's on the line, 4th down from the 3-yard line, right? And if you look at the play, it looks like they snapped it to the quarterback, and he just ran it into Operation Butt Crack, man. He just ran it into traffic in the middle of the line, got no yards, game stopped. Buddy, they were breaking down that play on one of these platforms, and I saw that play was wide open for a touchdown.
Yeah, they just went through the
He's got to go. He's got to follow his tackle. He had a guard that was pulling around the left side instead of running up the middle. If he follows his guard, it is wide open. There was no one near him. So had a low snap. I think that threw him off, got him off track, tried to barrel up the middle. There was nowhere to go. That dude Graham from Michigan looks like he's going to be a player in the NFL. 55. Well, I've seen him run around a lot these last few weeks of games that matter for Michigan. It would be Michigan-Washington, man. You know, we talk about the SEC and their presence, right, in college football, and you almost look at the future of these leagues, and we were forecasting another quote-unquote SEC title matchup, perhaps, with Alabama and Texas, but no, be a couple of Big Teners. A couple from the Big Ten. Washington, meanwhile, in the late game, held on to beat Texas. I'll tell you one of the scariest positions in sports. I didn't realize this till really watching Washington last night. Scariest position in sports is being a quarterback for Washington because they put those dudes on an island like over and over in the final minutes. I mean, Texas is taking shots at the end zone. They got their corners one-on-one with receivers. I couldn't believe it. What are we doing, man? Well, they answered. Texas hit a couple. They got down to the 15. They had 4 cracks from the 15-yard line. Couldn't get it in, and Washington hangs on. And again, Penix Jr., whatever. Don't give him the Heisman. Don't give him anything. He's the most valuable player in college football. It's not even close. He's got Washington in the championship game. Washington. And by the way, that's one of those teams, and maybe most of the dominant college football teams you can say that about, that if they didn't have that dude, they might be 7-5. Interesting coaching matchup. More on the Washington's coach. You probably don't know anything about him. We'll do that as we move along. We'll welcome Hicken into the fray. Meanwhile, FSU, I guess, look, I'm not going to turn around now after the fact, right? Because we said FSU is going to get just throttled by Georgia, and then the national media and social media is going to react about FSU and how undeserving they were, and you did all that complaining for this and yada, yada, unaware that the Noles are literally sitting out their whole team. So I will grant you the 66-3 loss for sitting out your whole team. And that's you heard me. That's the number Georgia put on them. FSU fan, God bless you if you lasted past the first quarter. That was earmarked, and, buddy, it went just as designed. Like Santa delivers on Christmas Eve, the Dogs delivered exactly what we thought they would against FSU in the Orange Bowl. Look, FSU, all their top talent set out. I don't know what that says about your culture or about finishing a season. I said before, those FSU players did everything they were supposed to in real games, and the NCAA told them to take a hike. So in a game that really doesn't matter other than for, 20 minutes of perception, I had no problem with FSU's players sitting out. I really didn't. We kind of got what you expected, but here is where I would be just a little bit nervous if I'm an FSU fan. Because we've talked about this. This is a year where it all comes together for Florida State. They have a very veteran-laid unit. Those guys are all leaving, and we got a glimpse at what's sitting, waiting behind them, didn't we? See, that's the part that scares me a little. We've been wary that FSU could have this undefeated season and fall back to a 7-5 type football team if you're not careful. Now, Mike Norvell has proven to be a master of the transfer portal. If you missed the quarterback news over the weekend, they got that DJ Iogulele guy from once Clemson, then Oregon State, and now on to FSU. In and of himself, he's not a big enough entity to keep things in line, but I'd worry a little bit because that's your 2 and your 3 deep, and granted, Georgia's the cream of the crop. That's not NC State you're playing. But it would just make me a little bit nervous that we were just completely uncompetitive. Missing, the most valuable, important players. I guess I feel like if Georgia lost 20 guys and FSU was at full strength, that would have been a game. I guess that's what I'm saying, and that could be misguided as well. Certainly, the committee ended up with egg on their face. They did. Because the one-loss teams lost, FSU should have gotten in, and we would have seen a very different FSU team at full strength, except for the quarterback, the important quarterback position, except for that. But FSU should have gotten in. That was proven because the 2 one-loss teams that you put in both lost. Argument over. You blew it. Would FSU have gotten beaten? Sure. Most likely. But they could have played defense 2013 in that Alabama game, could they not? Isn't FSU's defense as good as those 2 defenses? I think it is. Would they have embarrassed themselves if they lost 20-10 with a backup quarterback? Maybe their defense scores. So, yeah, I think FSU fan, in a weird way, if you can forget the 66-3 was vindicated a little bit, the committee messed it up. They put a couple of one-loss teams in that weren't as good as a Power 5 undefeated team who didn't get their chance. And again, this argument can't be made very loudly this morning because of the way FSU performed, for most, unknowingly, without their entire lineup. All right, now let's shift our attention to the Jaguars. Plenty to talk about. It's really pretty simple, by the way. It's as simple as pie. First things first. Hey, look, going into the game on Sunday, I had a conversation, driving down with the gang. I had it in the press box, talking to Dan. Ooh, not a good week for the spins when it comes to my guy. That's sad. We'll update you on those fronts with an S. It felt like a game going down. We learned Trevor would be out the day before kickoff. It felt like a game where they need to play defense and run the football. Isn't that what you felt like?
Yep.
All right, we got to go down there. This is a terrible team, the Panthers. Listen, I know there's goose egg leaving town. By the way, what about the Tepper tantrum? This dude's got to go, man. Somebody should have climbed up in the box and punched David Tepper in the face. Did you see what the owner of the Panthers did?
No, I ain't
Took a full drink and threw it on the Jags fans as he left.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he needs to get his ass beat. How about that?
Duval ain't get on him?
That's just so weak. Hey, NFL, you suits, how about suspend your dude for a year? Huh? How about for a year? If an NFL player had gone over to the sidelines and taken a big cup of Gatorade and thrown it on a fan in the first row, what would have happened to him? This guy's a loser, man. David Tepper of the Panthers, the owner of the Panthers, is proof that rich people can be losers. This dude is a loser with a capital L. What a jerk. You big baby. If you can't stand the heat, stay out of the fire. I'm sure the Jags fans were peppering him. I'm sure they were. You big stinking rich baby. I'll save a little bit more of the opinion I have on him for Pest of the Day coming up. But what a loser, dude. You're an NFL owner, and you're throwing drinks on fans. How old are you, loser? Hide behind all that money. No one can touch you. You won't get the proper punch in the face you deserve. Ian and I have talked about one of the tenets of life. One of the problems with society, too many of you men out there walk around, ain't never been punched in the face. You don't understand consequences.
Tickles me every time.
The boy here has been punched in the face more than once.
Your boy done been hitting the snack box.
Yeah, that's happened. At least I know. But anyway, I digress. Never mind, David. The Tepper tantrum. He's not the point here. He's just a rich loser. What a jerk, man. I feel sorry for you Panthers fans for that idiot running your team. What a loser. I don't care what was said to him either, E. I'm not saying the Jag fan may not have, up and down. Yeah, you're the owner, man. Yeah. You're in a box. Put your earplugs in, you 26-0 loser. Mr. Fire Guys in the middle of the year, loser. You are so lucky to make your money, bruh. I don't know how you made it, because you're a loser, my man.
Yeah, he threw his drink on the right person, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that be the wrong person, and you know what? That poor so-and-so be sitting down in Duval County's finest. Wouldn't he?
He would.
And Tepper, too, I'm going to say this, and this is mean-spirited. You're also ugly, dude. You're a damn billionaire. Go get your face fixed. You ugly.
More on that for the Pest of the Day.
All right, let me come back and get into the Jags angle on what they did this weekend with some defense, some running, and a pretty simple setup for the weekend that will come. And we should know exactly. It's not complicated, and while I said before the game, we got to run and play defense, that's exactly what they do, I don't feel like supremely confident that we're back on track. Do you feel me on that one, too? Is that wrong?
I do kind of feel you, man.
Yeah, just little. I'm not saying it's overbearing. That doesn't matter. It does matter. The Titans, again, continue Operation Mail-In. They got hammered by the Texans down in Houston. So, I don't know if they can just get them mad on and bring it and beat the Jags. Not if the Jags play good, mistake-free football. They were able to do that. But back into them, the playoff field as it's set. That includes a look around the league. We got a football fix coming up this hour. Breakfast with Baselli on a Tuesday. And much more. It's a Callan Truck Accessories Tuesday. So you are locked and loaded with the industry leader for all your accessory needs. Car, truck, or van. It's a Callan Truck Accessories, downtown 2nd and Main. Online, WilliamCallan.com.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Choose your social channel. Twitter at 1010XL. Facebook at 1010XL. Instagram at 1010XL. TikTok at 1010XL. YouTube at 1010XL. 1010XL is there.
Now at Hodges Mazda, the 2024 Mazda CX-5 promises every moment will be elevated and every detail harmonious. Lauren Brooks here. During the Season of Inspiration sales event, purchase a new 2024 Mazda CX-5 with 0% APR for 60 months, plus no payments for 90 days. Our professional non-commissioned sales team always puts your best interest first, and every vehicle purchase comes with 2 years free maintenance. Visit Hodges Mazda today or shop online at HodgesMazda.com to discover the Hodges Mazda difference. See dealer for details, terms, fees for qualified applicants. Expires January 2nd, 2024.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here. What if I told you you could start banging out your New Year's resolution by dropping 9 pounds your very first month? Pretty good, right? Well, not good enough. I dropped 9 pounds my first week with Awaken 180 weight loss and the full 26 pounds in just over a month. Matt Hayes, that guy dropped double digits his first week and is still going strong. That's the Awaken 180 difference. You see results immediately, and it's the instant gratification that makes you keep going. You don't wait a few weeks to lose 4 to 5 pounds. You lose it every week until you reach your goal. It's that simple. Listen to your coach, eat to lose weight, and get the results you've never been able to achieve on your own. I know it sounds too good to be true. I thought the same during my first call, but the results, they speak for themselves. Start your new year off right. Have a plan, have the solution. Go online to awaken180weightloss.com or give them a call at 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 for Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Your home value is way up, and you can use that money right now. Pay off credit cards, remodel your house, both, whatever you want. Prosser here for Loan Pronto. Loan Pronto can convert that home equity into cash in as little as 2 weeks with no cost to you and zero hassle. Mike and Joan in Ponte Vedra called Loan Pronto. They did a Loan Pronto zero-cost cash-out refi. They got a check for $100,000, used $50 to pay off all their credit cards and a car loan, and used the other $50 to upgrade their master bath and kitchen. They locked in new APR in the 2s and lowered their total monthly bills by hundreds of dollars. Hello? What are you waiting on? Call Loan Pronto now. Convert your home value into cash and put that money to good use. Do it now, and you can even skip your next 2 house payments. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval. Not all loans apply.
All year long you'll be singing our song. Stay cooler with Bueller. At the head of our class we make it happen fast. Stay cooler with Bueller. For heating and air we always play fair. We make the difference 'cause we really care. Bueller Air. Stay cooler with Bueller.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
Get fishing tips and stories from Captain Kevin
Bite's gonna pick up pretty soon.
on the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show. Brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Whoa! Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically, if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari, at Bari Orthopedics.
3D Digital has you covered for any of your business's digital marketing needs. From producing award-winning videos to getting those digital ads to follow your customers around the internet, our team has your back. Visit 3ddigital.com or give us a call at 904-712-4004 to schedule a free consultation today. 904-712-4004.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Electricians, innovators, and tech enthusiasts, listen up. Miller Electric is shaping the future, and we want you to be a part of it. From healthcare and data centers, corporate offices, aviation, and industrial facilities, Miller Electric is powering the most exciting projects in Jacksonville and beyond. We offer not just a job, but a thrilling career with great pay and incredible benefits. Visit us at millercareers.com to apply. Miller Electric, where your skills meet our vision and equal opportunity employer.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, it's a pretty simple path. Welcome back. It's Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. Big toys for big boys, so much more. There are still ways for the Jaguars to make the playoffs outside of the simplest. I'm trying to find the most straightforward
path to least resistance.
Yeah, I'm trying to find what I mean because there's a lot of different scenarios. Yeah. Look, if you beat the Titans, you win the division. Period. End of story. You're the 4 seed. You beat the Titans, you're in. You've won the division. It's interesting. We talked all year about these two divisions, and lo and behold, by the end of things, they really have kind of emerged as the two worst divisions, haven't they? The AFC and NFC South. Looked for a while because the Jags had a really good record, and the other two were, also in contention. At one point, there were 3 AFC South teams in the playoff field projections, remember? At the end of the year, here we are, a bunch of 8-8 kind of teams trying to hold on and win divisions, aren't we? But it's the same exact thing in the NFC South. Like over in the AFC South, the Jags, the first place team, play the last place team. If they win the division. If they lose, whoever wins that game between the other two is the division champ. Well, it's the same thing over in the NFC South. The Bucs play at the last place Panthers. If they lose, then the Saints-Falcons winner is going to win the division. And for Atlanta, that means they would win the division at 8-9. And they've just blown so many games this year, but that's a whole nother story. Anyway, forget that silly NFC South. Bucs really blew a golden opportunity this weekend at home, man. Listen, bad football teams in divisions, they just refuse to win. How did the Jags, what a pitiful performance at the Bucs, man. They deserved every bit of vitriol we gave them after that. That was just gross. The Bucs were terrible. They shut Mayfield and the Saints did. Mayfield and Mike Evans down like it was nothing. Those dudes are still running routes and scoring on us. Anyway, you're the 4 seed. You would beat the Titans. And by the way, look, if they beat the Titans, we host the Browns. There it is. Don't have to wait for any other games on Sunday or this match or that match. The Browns have locked up the 5 seed. They can't be any higher. They can't be any lower. So the Jaguars, which, by the way, is that not kind of a break? The AFC's deep, man. I don't want Buffalo or Miami, that loser, whoever loses that game. I want the Browns.
Yeah.
If I got
all of them, I want the Browns.
Yeah, if I got to take my chance, bring Joe Flacco and that team into our house, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, they got to show us one, man.
So, pretty simple. The best case scenario for us would put the Jags in a real similar position to a year ago. Win a home playoff game and then go try and take out the number 1 seed, in this case the Baltimore Ravens, who are on a roll, baby.
This boy's on fire.
Wow. The 3-week stretch they've had. More on that in a Football Fix. So anyway, the most simple ways win the division, but there are also ways to be a wild card. And not that convoluted.
Oh.
You ready? If the Jaguars lose this week, the winner of the division will be the Colts-Texans winner, that game in Indy. They're going to play that Saturday night, by the way, so we will know who the division winner would be if the Jags lose. But there are only a couple things to happen. If the Jags lose, if the Ravens beat the Steelers and the Raiders beat the Broncos, the Jags get the wild card. Huh? Now, I don't want that. If we go on the road, we're going to get hammer-jacked by whoever we play. The 2 seed will beat the hell out of us if we lose this game, right? I mean, essentially the playoffs will start. If you can't go win at Tennessee, then I don't care if you're a wild card. You're getting blistered when the postseason starts. You're not like on the rise. You're not the 7 because you overcame anything. You've just bumbled down the stretch. You would have lost 5 out of your last 6, 3 straight on the road against mediocre teams. Whoever the 2 seed is, if you do slide in as a wild card, is going to hammerjack you.
You just practice. You just
Yeah,
practice.
right. You're like a bowl
Practice
team.
round.
You're like a bowl team getting some extra practices in before spring. But now the Ravens are already locked up to 1 seed. They're sitting Lamar. I'm sure the Steelers will, with something to play for, will be playing. And the Raiders-Broncos game, I don't know. The Raiders, maybe. Not far-fetched, I guess I'm saying, for the Jags to lose and then watch the Ravens beat the Steelers and the Raiders beat the Broncos, and you'd get in at 9-8. And you would play, and again, against the 2 seed, who is who? Somebody good. I guess it could be it'll be Miami or Buffalo. What about the Bills? Are going to go from nowhere to the 2 seed if they win in Miami.
Remember we counted them boys out?
Yeah, I led that brigade until I got everyone on board, and then it mushed the whole thing, and they've turned around and gotten hot. And by the way, look at who they've beaten down the stretch: Dallas and Kansas City, and they had some nice wins here. Weren't exactly lighting up the scoreboard over the weekend, but got another win. And so, again, with the Football Fix, we'll set up some of those scenarios. But, yeah, Jags can get in as a wild card if just the Ravens beat the Steelers and the Raiders beat the Broncos. There's another way to get in that involves ties. It's not happening. So there it is. Simple as that. Win and you're in. You host a playoff game. We all get to host the Browns. You could very well win and go try and upset Lamar and the Ravens in Baltimore. Look, as good as Lamar and the Ravens have looked these last couple of weeks, you still, and this is probably not fair, but you still don't feel like it's the challenge of, say, going to Kansas City these last few years, do you? Or did they beat us convincingly enough here on Monday night that this notion that we play, Baltimore tough, we can get rid of that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
they beat us pretty bad.
Yeah, they do. They beat us really bad in that Monday nighter. But the point is, there are options.
Yeah.
But again, the Ravens are going to sit their guys against Pittsburgh. I wouldn't count. I didn't count on the, again, the passive least resistance. And for this football team to prove what they are, they should not have a problem with the Titans, a team they blew out here in Jacksonville, a team that is terrible, that loses most every week. So it would be so egregious to go lose at Nashville. It would be a very unfitting into the year, or maybe fitting to the late season stretch, but unfitting to the, I said this as we were walking into the stadium. This is what I felt like. Like Cleveland has for many years the Factory of Sadness, their stadium. You know what I called our stadium? I used this line a bunch on Sunday. It was pretty good. This year, it's the Stadium of Broken Promises. That's what it is this year, the Jags Stadium, the Stadium of Broken Promises. We were promised a lot more out of this football team.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it was week to week as the home team or just over all the course of the year and what to expect. But, again, 26-0 shutout, that's 2 shutouts this year, man. Jags only had 9 in their history. Hopefully what the defense did this weekend is an accurate representation of what they can kind of repackage and rebottle coming down this stretch. First and foremost, it's your guy, Josh Allen. 3 sacks for Allen on Sunday, 2 for Trayvon Walker, another for Roy Robertson Harris. That's 6 total. More on that in a second. But in the process, Josh Allen now making his name a part of Jags' legacy with the single-season sack record.
I mean, I'm blessed and highly favored by the man above, first and foremost. I got incredible teammates who backed me up this whole season. Who witnessed me, really high, really low, stayed with me, continued to be with me, and I continue to be with those guys as well. So, I couldn't have done it by myself. Man, shout out to Trey, too. Got 9 sacks of the year so far, almost getting double digits. So, that's a testament of us just keep working and battling with each other. And we still got 1 more left to go, and we got to keep going.
Listen, I'm going to say this about Trayvon Walker, right? It's not. I see this happening already. It's not fair, okay? We say, well, pressures don't matter, sacks matter. Okay, then you can't have a guy who gets 9 sacks. You say, well, 9 sacks, but he only got to the quarterback 12 times. You know what I'm saying? We said we want the sack numbers. Bro's got 9 sacks. 9. I don't care if it's the only play he makes a day. We have said sack numbers matter. Sacks are important, not pressures or playing the run. Because I feel this like insinuation, well, he's got 9 sacks, but he hadn't really been impactful. Well, 9 times he has. Ain't a lot of Jags in history had 9 sack seasons. Maybe he can get to double digits. Baselli and I are just going to crow today. We both made big sack prognostications in the preseason. I made the bet with Dan, so first things first, let's get that out of the way. Yeah, no bueno for El Hickey. Yeah, no bueno. I was sitting up in the press box with Dan for the game. We went in with what? We had 33?
32 or
32. We had 32. 35's a push. I mean, they had 3 by the middle of the second quarter. We're already dormy. Got a 4th, and I left. Then got 2 more, or left the topic. I got 2 more, so we're 38, way over with a game left to go. So, as properly predicted, the Jags would beat last year's 35 sack total. They have now, obviously, I was dead right. They've blown it away. Man, we sweated that thing all year, man.
All year.
And it was such a good bet. It stayed right. It stayed right on the right. It's just stayed right in line with, the projection of just being right on the over-under. And then they finally had, like we said, you got to have that one game. You get 5 or 6, you're gold. And that's what happened the other day. So, but Baselli famously, and they ridiculed him for it, said that Trayvon and Josh Allen would combine for 22 to 25 sacks. They have, 25 and a half now already with a game to go? So, yeah. Knowing Tony, I have a slight suspicion. I'm suspicious that he won't mention that when he joins us for Breakfast with Baselli. And by mention, I mean spend a good solid 4 or 5 minutes telling us. Josh Allen puts the sack record to bed and immediately looks forward to the Jacksonville Jaguars' biggest rival, a hated rival, a rival that we did it to them last year, and they'll certainly be trying to do it to us this.
That goes down to the rivalry game. You say they're not playing for anything. I mean, they're playing for a lot. They're playing for pride. They're playing for themselves. They're playing for the checks. They're playing for everything. So for us, right, you know how rivalry games go. You can be the best team, you can be the worst team, but rivalry games, the energy is going to be high. And so we have to come prepared to play. No lackadaisical movement, no going through the motions. We have to start Monday, know when we're going to play first and foremost, and get ready to prepare every single day. And if we can do that, I can see the same outcome as this. But if we don't, we can get beat easily.
Evan Ingram had another big day. An historic season for him, 100-catch year as a tight end. There's only been like 8 or 9 tight ends in history that have caught 100. I think the overall record is 116. That's both the Jaguars' single-season record by Jimmy Smith and the overall tight end record, which is held, ironically, by, I believe, Zach Ertz as an Eagle for Doug Peterson. So, Dougie P, we told you're going to throw to those tight ends, man.
We need to throw that thing to Evans 16 to 20
what we should
times.
do? We should have drafted like a really explosive tight end high in the draft, like second or third round that could get us – oh, wait, we did. We drafted a tight end, except for the explosive, productive part. Yeah, this guy, Trent Baalke, bro, he tried his damnedest to keep us from being a playoff team. He sure as heck did. He tried hard to make us as mediocre and unimproved as possible. God bless Doug Peterson and the coaches over there trying to make chicken salad out of the chicken bleep that this dude has thrown together in the off seasons. Draft picks with freaking nothing. Free agents that don't matter. Team needs unaddressed. It's like this guy's gone rogue, man. Anyway. Shout out Evan Ingram, part of a terrific free agency class signed by Trent Baalke a year ago. It's like any GM. There's hits and misses, but boy, these draft picks and how pitiful they are. What a terrible job he's done of drafting. And now you know what's going to happen? We're going to forget about all these misses, like none of this year's draft class outside of Harrison really giving us much. All the other misses, and now because Trayvon's going to end up with 10 sacks, it'll all be about I told you. You watch how these guys posture. All right. Bottom line, Doug Peterson, what you got next Sunday?
Coming down to Week 18, I mean, that's just – I think our guys really thrive on these situations, and that's okay. It's a great opportunity for our organization, for our franchise, for our players, for our owner, to be in this situation. And, we got to go play another good football team on the road. And we'll enjoy this one, obviously, and prepare this week whenever we play.
Just so you understand just what the Tennessee Titans have been, not just this year, late in the year. I'll say it before. Walk home if you lose this one, boys. No plane. Shad, pull the plane. Tell them they got planes, trains, and automobiles, that thing. Put them on a bus if they lose. Okay? Inexcusable should we get there. The Titans have lost 7 of their last 9. One of those wins, unbelievably, amazingly, it was at Miami. How they won that game, goodness knows. But the losses along the way, okay, in that 7 out of 9, they lost at Pittsburgh. They lost at Tampa 20-6. We beat them by 20 here. They did beat the Carolina Panthers at home 17-10. Then they lost to the Colts at home in overtime. Won at Miami. Lost to Houston in overtime. You know, except for this game at Houston, they're playing good teams tougher, I guess. I mean, Indy and Houston lost to both those teams in overtime, so they played them. They beat Miami. And at home against Seattle, only lost by 3 on a late score. So, yeah, I guess I've kind of talked myself back into fearing them a little bit as we go up there this Sunday. Let's offer up a football fix when we return. You're listening to The Drill. It's Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday on 92.5 FM.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 1010XL. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
And it's being brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Looking ahead to Week 18 of the NFL regular season, as the regular season indeed wraps up, and the Jaguars, Buccaneers, and Dolphins, they're all still trying to secure their final playoff positioning. For the Jaguars, they've still got a chance to win the division. They travel to Nashville for a matchup against the Titans. Jacksonville is considered a 5-point favorite, over-under at 39.5. The Buccaneers, they're trying to win their division as they travel to Carolina to take on the Panthers. Tampa Bay is considered a 5.5-point favorite, over-under at 37.5. And stop me if you've heard this one before. The Dolphins trying to win their division. They host the Bills, but Buffalo a 3-point favorite, over-under 49.5. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley. This has been your action update on 1010XL.
Hey there, Jacksonville. This is Jeff Norman.
And I'm Mike Jones.
And we're the owners of Duck Duck Rooter and want to wish you a Happy New Year.
As we dive into 2024, remember that Duck Duck Rooter is here for all your plumbing, AC, and septic needs.
No matter the size of the project or issue, we've got your back.
So, for a worry-free year, trust our team experts at Duck Duck Rooter.
Call us today at 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com.
Happy New Year, Jacksonville. We are here for you.
Hey folks, Hicken here. Now that your kids and grandkids have gone home and the decorations are coming down, I bet you can see it's time to get those carpets and sofas cleaned. I'm telling you, give Zero Res a try if you haven't already. They clean the carpets, the sofa, the chairs, the area rugs, and even the tile and grout. Google them. More than 5,000 5-star customer reviews. And right now, 20% off carpet cleanings, 20% off upholstery. Zero Res. You spell it forward, you spell it backwards. Zero Res is the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
You know, many plumbers won't quote prices over the phone and instead charge a service fee for an in-home estimate. Of course, because they know once they're in your home, you're probably not going to send them away. But Roland Reach Plumbing is different. Roland will give you a price quote over the phone. And there's never a trip charge or service fee for an estimate. So if you've got a leak and can't wait a week and don't like paying unnecessary fees, call on Roland Reach Plumbing at plumbingjacksonville.com.
15,000 workers. I'm Brian Rose from Remedy Staffing. We survey 15,000 blue-collar workers each year to better understand what drives quality and dependability in our workforce. The survey shows when looking for a new job, the initial pay rate, job security, and safety while working are the most important factors for hourly workers. If you're an employer and would like to learn more about the voice of the blue-collar worker, please call us at 904-528-1933.
Big Chief Tire is more than just a tire shop. They're a one-stop destination for top-quality auto service. Frank Frangie here. With 4 generations of dedicated service, they've earned Jacksonville's trust by providing stress-free service at fair prices, from brake repairs to tire replacements, oil changes, and more. Gear up for the 2023 holiday season by making Big Chief your partner in safe and reliable travel. Visit BigChiefTire.com or schedule an appointment at any of their 5 Jacksonville locations.
1010XL celebrates athletic and academic greatness.
Listen for the high school scholar athlete Wednesdays on the Frangie Show.
Brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
And the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234 on 1010XL.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com. And let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Brackish Vodka, a Jacksonville-produced and distilled gluten-free corn-based vodka. This is the smoothest vodka you'll ever have. And because it's mineral salt filtered after being distilled 5 times, you get the smoothest vodka on the market. And it's made right here in Duval County. When you drink this gluten-free Brackish Vodka, you're supporting a local business and not just some business based out of Texas. Taste why 9 out of 10 people pick Brackish Vodka in the blind taste test. Drink like a local, drink like your boy. Drink Brackish Vodka. Come on, somebody.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Ladies and gentlemen, boaters and landlubbers, friends, four-legged and two, this is Lisa the Botanista with a huge announcement. Freedom Boat Club is opening a brand new 4th location. That's right, Freedom Boat Club St. Augustine Shipyard is now open. Now members can enjoy unlimited access at Julington Creek, Jacksonville Beach, St. Augustine Comanche Cove, and St. Augustine Shipyard. Freedom Boat Club members also enjoy reciprocal access to over 400 locations across the world. There's never been a better time to join. We are offering our biggest discount ever to celebrate our brand new location. We own and maintain an entire fleet of boats. Join the club, and as often as you like, you can do water sports, inshore fishing, offshore fishing, sandbar hopping, dining on the water, or just cruising around town. Visit us at the St. Augustine Shipyard or stop by any of our locations to see what the Boatsiers experience is all about. Visit us at freedomboatclub.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, a couple things here. Before you say, well, you shut out the Panthers, that's great. You know the Carolina Panthers had the longest non-shutout streak in the NFL before Sunday? They had gone 342 games without being shut out.
Then them boys came to Duval.
Yeah, and so look, and I know they're no good. You know, they're no good, and they've had a lot of games this year where their offense has been poor, where they've scored between 3 and 13 points. But the fact is, they hadn't been shut out in, since like 2002. So
we did what we were supposed to do.
Yeah, you know what you're supposed to do. By the way, the longest shutout streak in college football, do you know who that belongs to?
No.
Now, there's an asterisk next to this because of, Billy Coward's bowl decision a year ago. I got to call Billy Napier Billy Coward for this one, but the Gators still have the longest shutout streak active in the NCAA, 448 games. The last time they were shut out, game I remember, poor Emmitt Smith, October 29th, 1988. They lost to Auburn 16-0. That was a homecoming. I was at that game in Gainesville. It was a homecoming game. I don't think Florida got past midfield. Auburn had that unbelievable defense with the Rocker Boys and some other dudes, and they were a really good team. I don't think Florida crossed midfield. Bad idea scheduling like number 3 in the country, Auburn, as your homecoming opponent.
Yeah.
Doing it wrong in Gainesville for decades. But right now, the Gators' active streak, 448 games. It's the longest in NCAA football.
You told me, didn't Emmett play okay in that game? Although
that was a different one. That was a game they lost 10-7. That was a heartbreaker at Auburn, and that was 89. Emmett's last year, but 88 was in Gainesville, and where there was like Donald Douglas. They brought in Lex Smith. It was terrible, dude. Again, I don't think Florida passed midfield in the game. They lost 16-0. I'm not sure they crossed midfield. That sticks in my head for some reason. But the Gators' longest streak at 448. Again, I got to remind you, that's got a huge asterisk. You guys remember what happened, right? Why this streak exists? Because Billy Napier got his pants pulled down and spanked with a switch by Oregon State in the Vegas Bowl, losing 35-0 with no time left. Kicked some little bourgeois 40-yard field goal to get 3. So, yeah. I don't know about these shutout streaks and how impressive they actually are, especially in college. I mean, that was done for the sheer reason of continuing the non-shutout streak. In the NFL, that doesn't happen. You know, they're just going to play it out. So, means a little bit more. Fire up the band. We got a football fix. Let me give you some of the news notes from around the National Football League. More, by the way, from the Jags. The injury situation. Trevor, obviously ruled out this weekend. They ran the football. They played defense. Beathard was just efficient, managed the game just fine. And I'd be shocked if Trevor doesn't play this week, but I guess no way to know for sure. They are monitoring. Doug Peterson did say yesterday he's feeling better. Not he, but Trevor. Lost Jamal Agnew for the year. Agnew gets hurt, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
A couple years in a row, man, and this one hurts down the stretch. But at the same time, Peterson saying yesterday, Christian Kirk could be back, which, boy, that'd be way ahead of the schedule we assumed. So maybe they're just throwing a little. Look, we got big issues with no Kirk and no Agnew and no Zay Jones. Big issues, man. We made one real splash play in the pass game on Sunday, didn't we? Who caught it, ladies and gentlemen?
Is it Evan Ingram?
It was Agnew.
It was Agnew.
The play that he broke his leg on. He got deep on that play. I mean, we need these guys in there for sure. Continuing with the football fix, brought to you by Allstate agent Mandy Bowers, Orange Park, and as well now in addition to Mandarin. I just don't see how the Dolphins can win. They just keep losing important guys. Now it's Bradley Chubb, torn ACL. Remember they lost. Didn't they lose Jalen Phillips, their other rush-in earlier in the year? Jalen Waddle and Mostert missed the game the other day, and the Ravens just beat the holy hell out of them. So, yeah, Dolphins got some issues, man. They host Buffalo for the division crown this weekend. Listen, you'll see a lot of this weekend. I bet you Lamar doesn't play. The Ravens will probably sit everyone. So, as to that whole wild card scenario where the Jags would need Pittsburgh to lose if they do fall at Tennessee, again, this is in no way either a prediction or a want. If we lose to Tennessee, I don't want to go to the playoffs. We suck. But if they Pittsburgh would have to lose to Baltimore, Baltimore's probably going to sit everybody. Now, look, Pittsburgh, they might beat them anyway. That Pittsburgh offense is so sketch. Maybe they beat them anyway. But you're going to see a lot of guys, stars on teams whose spot is secure. Like, if I'm the Browns, I'm not playing Joe Flacco.
Heck no.
I mean, my quarterback situation.
Already sketch.
Yeah. But the 49ers aren't going to play McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey said he's got a calf tweak, so he'll get a couple of weeks rest. Lamar, according to John Harbaugh, unsure if he'll play. May as well give him a couple of weeks rest. Kenny Pickett's been cleared by the Steelers, but they're going to stick with Mason Rudolph. Dan Campbell and the Lions, by the way, also in a world that didn't include Carolina Panthers' temper tantrum, Dan Campbell could be the pest of the day. What an egregious dereliction of duty that dude did. What is up with these coaches treating important regular season games like it's the last game of the preseason? Like they just want to go for two and decide it so they can get on the plane and get home. Does Dan Campbell not understand how the playoffs work? Seriously, what a meathead, man. What a total meathead. If you want to go for two at the end of the game from the 2-yard line, I disagree with that. But if you want to go for two and win the game, okay. Once you get that penalty and you're at the 7-yard line, you just told never mind eating the kneecaps, never mind anything else, the press conferences with a half a pound of dip in his mouth. This guy went ultimate total meathead with the call to go for 2 and give the game away against Dallas. The Detroit Lions, if they won that game the other day, would be the 2 seed, as it turns out. And this dude gave it away without even trying. What a meathead. So, scrap Detroit. I like Detroit. I would have rooted for him. I can't root for that decision-making, man. I have to root for that decision-making to be punished. And to give away a game for gosh knows why. I can't do it, man. It could have been the 2 seed. Like, there's this talk going around, it didn't matter where they were. Yes, it does. Yes, it did. And as it turns out, completely. They're the 2 if they win the game. You get home games, you play 1 game on the road to go to the Super Bowl. Not anymore. Oof. All right, Rams are changing kicker. Suddenly, you look up, the Rams clinched a playoff berth this weekend, by the way. They're going back to Brett Maher, a kicker, because the guy that they replaced him with has been even worse. That's Football Fix. You're welcome. Hick and Rival more come your way next. We'll get hectic today. We'll have breakfast with Baselli. All locked and loaded for you on a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. You could call him an artist.
We'll check the tape together. Tuesdays on Jaguars Today.
Jeff Lageman paints you a picture with every play. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky of the First Coast, your on-time electrician on 1010XL.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry, this free examination, normally $199, is yours for free and good only through Sunday. For your free examination, call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Call now.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hi, this is Dale Murray from South Georgia to Central Florida and coast to coast. The Murray Ford Superstores are still putting the customers first and cranking out the deals those big city dealers can't touch. It's no wonder everybody's driving to Murray Ford Superstore to purchase their new vehicle. It's simple. If Murray Ford Superstores doesn't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Plus, you get a 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified new and pre-owned vehicle. Shazam! Holy Jesus Aruba, Batman, how do we do it? There's no reason for your purchase to take all day, running around with those big city dealers and being flim-flammed with those big city prices. Nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. And we'll trade anything from aluminum cans to minivans. Be American, buy Murray Ford Superstore. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray, in Stark or Kingsland. I'll be waiting for you. And remember, at any Murray Superstore, it's all about you. Shazam!
Hey, certainly facing challenging, interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Hick and here for ITP Partners. Those are Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Look, when it comes to investing, I don't know where to put my money, right? So I find guys I can trust. And those guys are the ITP Partners. That's Reed Wingate. That's Dan Abel. It's Reagan Wright, Jeff Hartman, Chris Bryan. And you know why I know? Because my money grows each and every month. And from Junie Bug, my late great mom, to Drew, 3 generations of Hickens have invested at ITP Partners. They listen and give us each individualized strategies where our goals become their priority. And they're there to help. They're there to explain. So don't be afraid to call and ask. Easy to get a hold of. Chris at ITPPartners.com. Chris at ITPPartners.com. Or call them 904-312-9751. 312-9751. ITP Partners. My financial partners for life.
Jeff Prosser here. Need that garage floor redone? Pool deck? Patio? Well, I did my homework and found out there's only one company offering a lifetime warranty, Jack's Concrete Coating. How do they do it? They're the certified Pintec dealer for North Florida, so they are the only company offering pure polyurea. Trust me, I can speak firsthand to their work, and it is awesome. Go to jaxconcretecoatings.com or call 904-862-2000.
Hey folks, Hicken here. Now that your kids and grandkids have gone home and the decorations are coming down, I bet you can see it's time to get those carpets and sofas cleaned. I'm telling you, give Zero Res a try if you haven't already. They clean the carpet, the sofa, the chairs, the area rugs, and even the tile and grout. Google them. More than 5,000 five-star customer reviews. And right now, 20% off carpet cleanings, 20% off upholstery. Zero Res. You spell it forward, you spell it backwards. Zero Res is the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
With tens of thousands of satisfied patients across America, it's no surprise QC Kinetics gets 5-star reviews.
I'm feeling on top of the world because of QC Kinetics.
I'm able to do the things that I wasn't able to do for a long time.
I can recommend them highly.
I would recommend QC to anybody.
QC Kinetics has changed my life.
I couldn't believe it. I honestly was skeptical, but the pain went from a 10 to a 0.
Real people with real lasting relief from joint pain.
QC Kinetics Regenerative Medicine is regenerating me.
It was super successful, and I recommend everyone seek out QC Kinetics as an alternative to surgery.
This non-surgical approach is definitely the future.
I tell as many people as possible. I am an ambassador. I love QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine. No drugs, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
Your home value is way up, and you can use that money right now. Pay off credit cards, remodel your house, both, whatever you want. Prosser here for Loan Pronto. Loan Pronto can convert that home equity into cash in as little as 2 weeks with no cost to you and zero hassle. Mike and Joan in Ponte Vedra called Loan Pronto. They did a Loan Pronto zero-cost cash-out refi. They got a check for $100,000, used $50 to pay off all their credit cards and a car loan, and used the other $50 to upgrade their master bath and kitchen. They locked in new APR in the 2s and lowered their total monthly bills by hundreds of dollars. Hello? What are you waiting on? Call Loan Pronto now. Convert your home value into cash and put that money to good use. Do it now, and you can even skip your next 2 house payments. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval. Not all loans apply.
Hey Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by First Coast Honda Dealers. Knowles head coach Mike Norvell found a bit of a silver lining with the experience of the freshmen in the loss to Georgia.
You know, it's been a very difficult month. You know, I'm proud of this football team, proud of the work they put in, proud of the way what they've shown, you know, throughout the course of the season.
FSU's Kalen DeLoach was reflective after his last game in a Knoll uniform.
It's giving me the best senior year I've had so far in my life. Just the experiences and everything I got to go through, I wouldn't change it for the world. Playing against those guys, you know, from Savannah, you know, it means a lot because, you know, we show the kids from our city, you know, we can make it.
The college football playoffs are now down to 2 teams as Michigan defeated Alabama in the Rose Bowl and Washington advanced over Texas in the Sugar Bowl and will face off in the College Football National Championship on Monday of next week. At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
Currently it's 7:05 and it's 40 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by First Coast Honda Dealers. Knowles head coach Mike.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
Oh yeah, we're gonna karaoke a little bit, Dano. Where it began.
Oh.
I can't believe you know it.
You know it!
Then I know it's growing strong.
Take it easy. It's my favorite part right here.
Okay. Was in the spring. Yeah.
AH.
Spring became the summer.
AH. Summer.
Become so long.
What's going on?
Oh, yeah.
Roll them windows down.
Jags.
It's Pat's Chiefs.
Winning Jags.
What they doing there?
Shut out Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
Giving us a happy time. Everybody. Sweet Jags of mine. Bum, bum, bum. Good time never feels so good.
So good. So good. So good.
Yes, sir. Got one more, though.
You got
one more.
Yeah.
We can take care of biz.
Such a strange feeling. It's like they did exactly what you knew they had to do. They needed to play defense and run the football. They were able to do both. They hit a splash play, at least in the run game. Yet I don't feel completely like...
No, I think
it didn't feel like a get-well game as much as they're acting like it was.
That team that they played was terrible. Now, look, they've had good moments, and maybe the Jags made them look terrible. If they did, that's great. But I feel like if they play that way this weekend, they'll be fine.
Yeah,
no
me too.
turnovers.
Yeah, me too.
No penalties, clean football. You'll look up at the end, and I think you'll win the game. However, going forward, that's not going to be the case. If you go look at where, and again, hopefully Trevor comes back this week. It remains to be seen. I don't know if he will. Our one-to-one financial poll question, most likely to happen Sunday in Nashville. Trevor plays, Jags win. Beathard plays, Jags win. Trevor plays, Jags lose. Beathard plays, Jags lose.
I think the top one's going to get, 70%.
It's going to get the most votes. It's got 58% right now. Trevor plays, Jags win. And again, a week ago at this time, Doug Peterson said the same thing. Trevor's progressing nicely. So I don't know the whole, we don't know.
The shoulder's obviously different than the leg injuries.
We'll know more. Yeah, we'll know more. Like he'll say today, or they're off today. Today's Tuesday.
Yeah.
I get confused. So tomorrow,
hopefully we'll get some practice. Yeah.
He'll say whether he may not practice. If he doesn't practice, but again, we'll see. You tend to think he plays. There are reports that he would be available. So it'll be
Tennessee's a dicey opponent, just from the
Very
standpoint.
dicey. It's a house of horrors. I've been there too many times, gotten kicked in the hooves.
And they've played. They overall they've been a bad team, and they've lost some bad games, but they've also played the good teams, like the last 5 or 6 good teams outside of their past trip to Houston.
Trevor
this
has played very well against the Titans recently,
good.
though.
And so has Evan Ingram. He had that big game last year, a couple of them.
Jacksonville is a better football team, but if you don't think I believe that Vrabel will have those guys ready. I believe it's Derrick Henry's swan song day in Tennessee, that they're turning the page on him, so it's probably his last game as a Titan. They're going to try to see what he can do one more time.
They're not what they've been.
No.
I mean, they've got 4 or 5 wins for a reason, but
Correct.
they beat Miami in the
They're at
last
home.
month.
It's
And they lost in overtime. The last 2 times they played the Texans and the Colts, they lost in overtime both games. So they were in the game close. They lost to Seattle by 3 in the last seconds. Those are all teams. Look, we are where we are. We're not some 12-4 behemoth.
No.
We're just a little piddling along 9-7 football team.
Yes. And we're going to know we get the Saturday night game is the other game, Houston-Indy.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter if we know.
It matters for them because whoever wins that game is in.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it doesn't affect the Jag. The Jags got to win either way because one of those teams is winning. I mean, you'll know which one gets in if you choke, but
the Jags have an outside shot at a wild card.
Yeah.
But
if they lose to Tennessee, they're going to get killed by whoever they play in the wild card game. Right?
Well,
seriously, the last 3 road games would have been losses to pedestrian Cleveland, pedestrian Tampa Bay, and bad Tennessee. So if they slide in as a wild card, the Bill, whoever the two is going to beat the hell out of them.
We'll worry about all that.
Need to win, get in, because look,
you got to win Sunday.
It's also open up like this, Hick. And I know they lost to them a couple weeks ago. Whatever. If you could pick a team to play, you'd pick the Browns. Every team in the AFC, if you were picking a team to play at home, that's the one you'd pick.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't want the Bills. I don't want the Dolphins. I don't want the Chiefs. I don't want the Ravens.
I think the Dolphins and Chiefs right now are not playing as good as the Browns.
Still don't want them.
All right.
Yeah, but the Browns are a facade right now, bro. They're doing it with mirrors, and when it comes off,
I don't agree with you. I think the Browns they got the best defense in the NFL.
Okay.
The best defense in the NFL. And Flacco's playing good.
Well,
he played great the other night. Great game. Go back and watch.
Yeah,
he throws
I did.
a few
I watched.
picks. He played a great game. He made some unbelievable throws. And with him, Njoku is like a different guy out there. And I but they're all good. So point fair, I don't know, man.
They got no
Dolphins team. They beat the Cowboys at home, and that's it. And they got injuries, and I think Buffalo's going to go down there and beat them.
Yeah, I do too.
And that's going to drop Miami, but Cleveland's locked in at 5. I mean, if we win, we play Cleveland, from what I understand. So, but I don't think it's necessarily. And listen, take care of business Sunday because you don't deserve it otherwise. But I'll continue to say, listen, we accomplished one thing on Sunday that is important. We now have back-to-back winning seasons. That's a great thing. We haven't had that since 03, 04.
And in some of your evaluation of the never-ending evaluation of Trevor and his growth chart, let's not forget that while you're talking about this shortcoming or you wish this was better, he came to the worst franchise in the NFL.
Right.
And we could potentially be sitting here with back-to-back division titles and winning years.
Right.
Doesn't all Rome's not built in a day.
No. So that's there's a positive there. Now they've got to go win the South, and then they'd have back-to-back South titles, which again hadn't been done since the
90s.
I
want to clarify something too.
Yes.
I'm not saying Cleveland's bad. I'm just saying I'd rather have them than the others.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm not so sure.
Okay.
I think Cleveland has the potential. And here's the thing. I think, again, if it works out like we think it'll work out, it would probably be Cleveland here. If you win that game, then you probably go to Baltimore.
You do go to Baltimore. No problem.
In all likelihood.
Yeah. You are there's no likelihood. If you win, you go to Baltimore. Well, unless, I guess you're right. 5 or 6 could win.
Yeah, so
that
there
would
is
help.
another lesson.
The Browns have been
and by the way,
a good home team.
The game against Baltimore, if I'm not mistaken, it was like 10-7 late in the third. So, right?
And we play them well. So, yeah, it got away from them. I will, just one other thing about Cleveland, should it come down to that.
Mm-hmm.
They've got, 5 losses? Their record's 11-5. They lost at Pittsburgh 26-22. They won at Indy by a point. They lost at Seattle by 4. They lost at
it was 10-7 in the fourth quarter.
They lost at Denver by 17. They lost at the Chargers by 17. They're much better at home, and that defense plays much better at home than on the road. But anyway,
yes, that's also true.
So again, first things first.
All teams play better
beat the
at
Titans,
home, but us
win
though.
Yeah,
I mean, Miami went to Baltimore.
No,
and
there's another one. The Chiefs play terrible at home. There's another one.
Yeah,
terrible. They're like us.
Yeah. So
Chiefs and Jags are real similar right now.
Yes, so we'll see. I mean, like I said, we got a game Sunday. It's Titans hate week. We got to beat Tennessee. But I just know that we must be prepared to play because Tennessee's going to throw everything they got at us. They would like nothing better than to spoil our season. Motivation won't be a problem, I don't think. There are jobs to be won or lost up there in Nashville. They're not they're in a rebuild, and so I think it's vitally important for this franchise to close with another win, be 10-7, improve from last year, have a better record, and go to the playoffs and have a home playoff game where we can, see what they can do. And then once you get to the playoffs, I think one of the things that they did really well on Sunday is they stuck with the run. And they're no good at running the football. But Etienne, if he got one. He got an explosive play. We really had like 2 explosive plays the whole game. We didn't have many. And Beathard kept everything. Beathard played a clean, smart, get the ball out, short passes. He took one deep shot. I think it was to Agnew. That was it. Football game. And again, you can do that against the bad teams. And so I think the Jags can do that again. I think the Jags, let me double check here, are the least penalized team in the NFL.
The who? The Jags?
Yeah.
Ooh, that doesn't usually apply to a 9-7 football team.
So my point is that when they take care of the football and they don't get the penalties, they're in pretty good shape. Let me see here. Is this 2023? Oh, it's 2-year. I don't want a 2-year window. I want a 1-year window. Here we go. NFL penalties. Games, plays, against count, against yards. I just want to see how many penalties. Yeah, Cincinnati has 75. Vegas has 75. Atlanta has 76. Jacksonville has 77 penalties this year. 77. The Jets have 123.
Oh.
Dallas has 113. Seattle has 111. So, yeah, I mean, they've done well there. I mean, that's a credit to the coaching staff. I mean, so, again, if they take care of the ball, they don't get penalties, they'll be in good shape against the bad teams, and that's what you need to do when you take on the Titans. You did what you had to do against Carolina. It was a good win. I love having Cam Robinson. It's so funny, Cam Robinson, the vibe on Cam Robinson has gone like 180 degrees. Man.
Well, yeah, because they win when he plays.
Yeah.
They're now like 6-1 when he's starting.
They're 7-1.
Okay,
actually.
well, yeah, there you go. I mean, we can ask Tony about that. He definitely has a spark. I don't.
Cam
think
doesn't like to talk because it's not because, but it's worked out that way, and there is a little bit of
attitude.
Yeah, that he brings, and it was on display. I had no problem with what he did. Now, normally, again, knowing the situation and the fact that we weren't going to lose the game, we were in good shape. It wasn't a big deal. And I think it was Bretton Strange who got shoved by Derek Brown, and Cam said, "Nah, you don't shove my guy. That's a cheap shot." And he came back, and then helmets got pulled, and then he pulled the helmet and flung it.
Well, Alabama-Auburn rivalry there, right? It goes back a ways.
Then he got ejected. Now, again, if it's a 10-10 game and you do that, that's bad. You got to keep your composure.
It's fine.
But the way the situation was, it was good to have a little nasty up front there. We got to have some of that.
Yeah.
We don't have that. Those boys don't play that way. We made a lot of changes on that offensive line for that game. You know, we moved guys. Cam came in, Walker sat, Ezra Cleveland sat, and Shatley played. And
it's not like they were like tons better either, but they may have been a little better.
Maybe they how
many sacks?
I'll tell you
Just
what,
one or a couple?
There was like 3. But,
okay.
And that's a team that had 21. So Brian Burns plays hard. I like him too. I'd trade my first-round pick for him right now, by the way. Give me Brian Burns and get rid of my first-round pick again.
He got hurt. I'm not sure if he came back
or not.
Yeah,
came right back in. Yeah. He was in the next series. I was like, that's a tough guy because usually when they say, he's questionable to return, you'll never see him again. They're 2-13. They absolutely stink. And I'm not, by the way, in watching that game, and I hadn't watched the Panthers much this year, I wouldn't put it all on Bryce Young. That poor kid's got no shot. No shot. He gets the ball, and those boys were on him like, boom. Right?
Oh, you're right, man. We had 6 of them things. Yeah, he ain't got a chance back there.
Yeah. No shot. So I'd wait and see. Although they do have they throw everything short. And I guess they throw it short because they can't pass block. So they got a lot of work.
Well, they made our guy. I mean, they made us look like the fearsome foursome up there. I mean, we haven't had that much. I mean, because it wasn't just like we've had a lot of games we've bemoaned this as we tracked the sack bet where the Jags get back there and a guy would escape and get away. There was none of that. It was like a collapse, man. It was like a collapsible table. I mean, the Jags would get through the line and just overwhelm the dude. Yeah. So it was nice to see that.
Even their owner with his little drink throw toss was silly. I don't know.
More on him with the pest of the day. That's coming up later.
I don't know what's going to happen, but
that dude's too ugly to be a billionaire. Get that face worked on, man.
That was
what a loser that guy is. Again, I'll just hammer it down. I'll nail it down a little bit more with the pest of the day. But David Tepper should be suspended by the NFL. If a player did that, he wouldn't play this week.
Well, that's
let the billionaire get on it.
If a fan did that to a player,
correct, right? That guy.
Now again, I don't.
And Tepper's a loser too. He's like the worst. You're the worst owner in the league. This guy's going to take Snyder's spot as the absolute jackass of the league.
I don't know that. Yeah, I know.
He's terrible. He fires coaches in the middle of the year.
I don't know the situation behind it, so
it doesn't matter what it is. You're an owner. It doesn't matter what anyone said.
Don't matter what he said,
it doesn't matter, dude. What? Is this your first game, Tepper?
Yeah.
First game you've been on the road. You ugly ass B. Oh, you're an ugly man. Oh, gosh, he's ugly.
Hateful.
Yeah, I mean it hatefully. That dude threw a drink on our guys and left. You're an owner, bro.
All right, we're just warming up. We got a busy day today. It's a Super Tuesday. Don't forget to rock the vote. Kick off 2024 in style. All those resolutions you made go out the window probably by about 4 o'clock today.
Is today January 2nd?
Is it the 3rd?
What is today?
Today's
like
the
4th already.
Today's the 2nd.
So I threw Hick an idea, but he wouldn't bite for it. I'm going to take 2024 off. You can have 2025.
Yeah, he ain't going.
Yeah, it's a little much. That's kind of a big ask.
That's a lot.
All right, let's come back with a football fix. Let's talk about the college football situation. As much as the playoffs and how they went last night.
Fun ball.
Great, yeah, great, awesome. An awesome 2 games, man.
12:53 though, peeps. Daddy was tired.
Yeah, it ended about
12:53 on that last play. Come on.
Ended about 4:15 for me. Heck, I don't know. It was perfect. I was rested and watched that second half. What a finale. So, all right, let's do this. Let's come back. We'll entertain the 10-minute drill to talk about some of the college football news and notes and more. We've got Breakfast with Baselli standing by now inside an hour away. We will get hectic, see if the Jags move in the power rankings. All for you on a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
Now, Downtime with Dan, brought to you by Ameris Bank. Whether you need help with business, personal, or mortgage banking, we're with you. Ameris Bank is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Oh, that transfer portal heating up here as we turn into 2024. The Noles go and find their quarterback. His name? Well, it's not the Ward kid from Washington State. He says, shoot, I'm going to the NFL. It's Ugalele. And again, I had no problem with the transfer portal. It is what it is, but it just seems odd to go to 3 different teams. And I know you're allowed to if you graduate or whatever the rules are, but we go from Clemson to Oregon State to FSU. And, again, financial boon for the kid. Why not? So he goes and makes his money. He'll play for FSU, I guess, for 1 season. He has 1 season left, although you never know. Sometimes they find these bonus years for these guys, and we go forward. But FSU does have their quarterback for 2024, and away they will go.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry, this free examination, normally $199, is yours for free and good only through Sunday. For your free examination, call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Call now.
Hicken here for my friends at Rhino Shield. The beautifully durable coatings never chip, crack, or peel. They back that up with a warranty 25 years long, man. No mold, no mildew, no algae. Listen, that water, crazy weather that we get from here in the North Florida area, no water intrusion damage. No, sir. All while saving you thousands compared to the cost of repainting. So, gang, check this out. 2024, we got 0% financing. We got new low pricing. It's never been easier to paint your home with Rhino Shield. Do yourself a favor. Get that free estimate. Once you do, you'll decide if you want it or not. Book your free estimate today at RhinoShieldJax.com. That's RhinoShieldJax.com.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Listen up. This weekend, you'll immediately, why can I say immediately? Come see why. Come see we. I can't say that line. And a lifetime, Beaver's till, I've not lost it. We know we aren't perfect, but we try every day to do our very best to provide the wow experience you deserve, and we're so grateful for all our amazing customers. Visit us at Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville to see just how much we appreciate you.
Let me get this thing unwrapped here.
Duval! Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, Dan. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. Johns County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course,
oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. Thanks to the coaches and the schools who believe in our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is Head Coach Ferland Dormery of Trinity Christian Academy High School. Our athletic program selected Southeast Orthopedic Specialists to work with our state championship football team and will continue to use them. We recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
At Ameris Bank, we're invested in the success of your business. Our local bankers are ready to help you improve your cash flow, optimize your operating accounts, and access financing when you need it. From treasury services and digital banking to loans and lines of credit, we offer tailored solutions to help your business thrive. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. Visit amerisbank.com/withyourbusiness or walk into one of our branches today to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
Grilling up lunch with Leon and the Sausage Dudes. Sausage with a purpose.
Join me, Leon Searcy, on XL Primetime, weekdays for Lunch with Leon.
On 1010XL.
I downblock with all my funk.
Mike Dempsey for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Get this. Did you know that only 9% of Americans that make New Year's resolutions actually complete them? 23% quit the first week and almost 50% quit by the end of January. Their intentions were most likely there, but come on. Only 9% succeed? Want to know how to make your odds 100%? If losing weight is your goal, choose Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Listen, that 100% is based on all the Awaken 180 clients that I know. Given I'm one of them, 100% is my number. Imagine starting out the year knowing you'll finally achieve your resolution to lose weight. Finally able to have control over food instead of the other way around. Relieving, isn't it? You'll start feeling that relief during your very first phone call to Awaken 180. I did. I still remember ending that call knowing I'm going to succeed, and I did. And over 25 pounds later, I've never looked back. They delivered on their promise to me, and from the 100% success rate I've seen, they'll deliver for you as well. Call 844-346-1800 or go online to awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hit it.
All right. Okay, sports concepts and rationalizations coming your way. We call it the 10-minute drill. At the end of the drill, we have put together a 2024 prize pack. E, what do we have? You like to call it some sort of razzle-dazzle.
A little razzle-dazzle, something like nothing special, man. We got a pair of tickets to see the greatest piano man live at the Thrasher Horn Center on Friday, January 12th. Holla at your boy.
The greatest piano man?
The
live?
greatest piano man
is that his,
live.
Is that his name?
Greatest piano man is his name.
Oh,
He's
okay.
live.
All right.
At the Thrasher Horn.
You know what I wish in this business, Dan, as we sit and do what we do, and I've always said I reserve the right to change my mind, right? I mean, if you do a show like this and you just like, ride with the same opinion and never change your mind, then what are you doing? But I also remember this. I wish my latest opinion was the right opinion. You know what I mean? Like at various times this year, I've said all of the following things, okay? Michigan ain't going to win a national title in 10 years with Jim Harbaugh, as their coach. I've also said at various times, Alabama's going to win it all. You'll see they deserve in. Mm-hmm. And yet at the same time, I remember having an argument at one point that, to be honest with you, I think Michigan might be the best team in college football. Unfortunately, my latest opinion is not the right one. It was that Alabama would win that football game last night. And that Michigan would not be in the hunt for a national title.
Michigan should have beat them worse. Michigan was better in the trenches, which is hard to say.
Yeah, surprising.
Not hard to say, but surprising to say. And Michigan, I feel like Michigan has a lot of older kids, and they just are on this mission, and they weren't, Alabama. Look, boy, J.J. McCarthy throws that pick on the first play, and then there's a fumble, and things are going wrong. They hung in there, and they were good enough, man. Jalen Milroe did not have a good game, in my opinion.
Yeah, they
don't
don't have a lot of weapons in the pass game either. Like the receivers, look around the league, right? The Devontae Smiths, I mean, go back to Julio Jones, Amari Cooper.
They had Isaiah Bond and Burton. But
Yeah.
I feel like
I don't feel like those guys. Anyway,
I didn't think that the last play was as bad as people went crazy about.
it was
the last
wide
play
open.
call.
He ran the wrong way.
Right. If you followed the guy who pulled.
Yeah. I think the low snap kind of threw off the timing.
And that's
of that.
part of the problem. The fact that center and he never got on the same page. That happened all year, apparently.
Yeah.
The McLaughlin kid who played center.
Yeah.
And it's not all his fault, but it is some of his fault. He's terrible at snapping the damn ball.
Yeah.
And so that plagued them in a big close game. It plagued them. It came up. It almost cost them against Auburn, obviously, and it plagued them yesterday. And in the end, Harbaugh, who, and I said this last night on social media, there was a time, people killed Harbaugh. He couldn't beat Michigan State. He couldn't beat Ohio State. He couldn't beat He couldn't beat any of the rivals. His record against the rivals his first 2 or 3 years was like 1-15. They were killing the guy. They wanted him out of there. And now he's beloved, and he's one game away from
Why do you
he'll never
suppose
win a
that-
big game. Listen, I'll tell you what he did. He played Georgia a couple years ago. I'll tell you the one play that swung me too. Not only the trenches, but the second touchdown by Michigan. Whoever that dude was, number 8, he caught it, and he looked like he was shot out of a cannon.
Going down the
He
sideline.
was faster
Yeah.
than Alabama's guys. I'm like, what? This is weird. A northern team with speed. I think Harbaugh played Georgia. They lost 34-11. Georgia killed them. And in the end, he said, okay, I need a little of this. I need a little of that. He went out and he got it, and now he's king of the Big Ten, man. And the Big Ten, who their higher ranked guys didn't do very well, which further led you to think, Bama's going to win this game.
And it continued yesterday. Tennessee beat Iowa. I mean, LSU beat Wisconsin.
Yeah.
The SEC blistered the Big Ten in all of the matchups, including the big.
Not all of them, but some of them, most of them.
Yeah.
I mean, Auburn got thumped by a backup quarterback.
Yeah, Auburn and Bama did the conference wrong. The rest of the conference teams beat the Big Ten teams.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I mean.
Am I not? Is it just like bitter and cynical that I don't understand how Michigan is walking scot-free from like egregious cheating? I'm just shocked that it's not been more of a.
I don't know, man. They're not walking scot-free. The coach got suspended about half the year, more than half the year. So I don't know.
I think Michigan probably wins the game for the same reasons I thought they were better. They can really play defense and they can run the ball, man. And you get in these games, but y'all blew the Heisman again, by the way.
No, we didn't.
Penix is the winner, dude.
Nah, Penix.
We didn't put enough. Here's why. You don't put enough credit on a guy. Jaden Daniels ain't playing for nothing. He's going out there and playing flag football and throwing it everywhere. This guy played an important game. He was an underdog 4 times this year.
I love the Monday morning quarterbacking that comes from sports fans. I really do, and I appreciate it. It's like the same thing of, I'll tell you this, Georgia's the best team in the country. I'll tell you this, FSU. This further exemplifies FSU got screwed. We don't know. We have no idea. I'll say this.
FSU should have got in.
I'll say this.
So, yeah, that was proven when those two lost.
What two lost?
When Alabama and Texas lost, it further cemented that FSU got screwed.
Doesn't further cement
It does
anything.
to me.
You
put in 2 one-loss teams, they both lost. They both lost. You shouldn't have put them in. You shouldn't have put them in over an undefeated team. You should have allowed FSU their opportunity. I promise you this.
Yeah, you're doing the wrong show with the wrong Danny. You need to go sit with Cannell somewhere.
No, it's not about it's not a pro FSU take. It's an anti-committee take.
Yeah.
And the
6 teams.
Yeah. One's
2
undefeated.
teams didn't get in.
Yeah, one of them was undefeated and 2 one-losses
If
did.
Jordan Travis had played, I think FSU, by the way, could have won
How
the
about
Natty.
this?
How about that?
I think if Jordan Travis doesn't play, FSU could have lost by 6 to Michigan. They could have held Michigan to 20 also.
They might have.
That's what I mean.
They
That's
might
why
have.
it's unfair to put it all on one player.
You take FSU in over Bama.
One of the two. I would have taken them in over either or both.
Okay.
I mean, each
See,
got
I kinda
the grace
tend to
that
think-
FSU didn't
I kind of
get.
tend to think, hey, look, maybe they got it right. We had 2 great games.
I didn't think. I mean, I guess that's fair.
And
unless
maybe we
you're
would have had
FSU
2 great
fan.
games. My point is this. Nobody knows. I mean, we sit there, and so FSU could have won. FSU might not have won. Georgia could have won. Georgia might not have won. But you can't sit there and base something on your last impression of Georgia beating FSU like it was, I mean, obviously it was a mismatch. And so
By
now
the way,
all of a sudden, Georgia just played Alabama 30 days ago and lost the game.
I got you.
So if Georgia had played again, why do we think Georgia would have won by 3 touchdowns is what I'm reading on social media.
What happens?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think the bigger point, and
I
it's
think
a
they
fair
all
one.
would've been
They're a
great
top four.
games.
They're a top 4 team. Why does Georgia's one-loss count more than Texas's? These are fair questions that can't be answered per se.
They can't
I'm
be
not
answered.
saying.
They can't be
And again, if Ohio
But
State,
this goes back to what you're saying about Michael Penix. Michael Penix had a lull. He was great last night. He was terrific. And Michael Penix had a point where he was throwing for a couple 100-yard games, a couple not big stat games. I mean, you yourself sat here and said they just beat Washington State. And I tell you what I like about Washington. I like that coach. That's a coach. They
got him from like a lesser level, like D3 or something, didn't they?
And he's like got 11 losses in his career as a head coach. With that said, he screwed up royally the end of the game, and Mike cost his team because now his running back is hurt and may not be able to play against
And that
Michigan.
guy's a good player, too.
Really good.
He had the big plays against Oregon.
Yeah.
Williams, that's his name?
Johnson.
Johnson, Williams.
Really good running back. But yeah, Penix was terrific last night against Texas. And they had said if Texas allows them time, because Washington also has really good receivers, like 2 or 3 NFL receivers, including
I'm 1,000,000%.
arguably the best receiver.
I don't. It would be hard to find a game where I didn't have a team in the fight that I would be pulling more for a team than I will be Washington over Michigan. I can't. I mean, it's not up there with like pulling for the Jags against the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
I can't have a game where my team isn't one of the 2 teams and root for a team more than I will Washington over Michigan.
Yeah, see, I'm different than you. I like Harbaugh.
I get you.
And I like
I don't like Michigan. I just don't like them.
And here's what I like.
I don't like teams that
By
act
the way,
like
I
they're
saw,
Ohio State.
Hey, did you see Big Jake standing on the bench waving his
Yeah.
jersey?
Here's my problem
Shout
with Michigan.
out, Big Jake.
And my problem with Michigan is I don't like programs that act like they're Ohio State but play like they're Iowa. And that's what Michigan is. Michigan ain't done a damn thing my whole life. And you act like they
won a title in 97.
That's it. And we act like they're Oklahoma, Nebraska, Alabama, all these other programs.
They've beaten Ohio State 3 times in a row.
Okay,
They're now the class
again,
of the Big Ten.
If they
so
win
they're not
the Natty.
acting like they're Iowa.
Okay.
And they just took another
Okay, I'm not
step.
talking about the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm talking about my life as a sports fan.
Yeah.
Where I have had Michigan shoved down my
Yeah.
throat
Yeah.
for 50 years.
Yeah.
And in those 50 years,
Yeah.
they had one split title.
Yeah. They got more wins than anybody in the history of
Don't
the game.
care.
All right.
Not big ones.
I tell you what I like. I like Reese Davis asking Harbaugh a question in the post game, and Harbaugh totally not answering it, and then saying so long. Because it's not Popovich being like Popovich is like an A, right?
Mm-hmm.
Harbaugh is just kind of like a weird dude. He's just a
definitely weird.
strange bird, right? And he's like, this is great. You know, who's got it better than us? Nobody.
I don't like
Okay,
how he
talk
says
to
we
these
will not
guys.
be denied. You got another game there, hot shot.
Yeah.
Before you're playing, we will not
Yeah.
this, we will
Yeah.
that. You know, Washington ain't going to lay down. They beat a good team too.
Yeah. Washington's good.
Yeah, Washington's good.
What
What a contrast
but-
in styles, man. I mean, Washington's up and down track meet. Michigan run it and play
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Michigan will win the game. I think Michigan's better.
Washington screwed up so much at the end, and we all saw it coming, and Texas is going to steal this game.
Are you
And
talking
yet
about screwed up by just letting them get down the field?
Well, if he just took a knee on third down, bro,
because
they would
he
have got the
runs
ball
the
back with 20 seconds left.
Because the injury stopped the clock.
Yes.
And
So they got a minute to go. He hits a big play. Hits another play. He's down on the 12, first and goal. He's got 4 shots.
Yeah.
And Sark can't scheme up a play to get him in the zone.
And by the way, again, the gutless officials, they can't stand to make sure it's right. That kid did not catch the ball. He did not have control.
I thought not
either. It was kind of
but
bouncing. It was still not quite in his control.
I think that's kind of a college versus NFL call. I don't know.
Is it?
I don't know. I can't keep up. Bottom line is this. I enjoyed the games. I didn't have a dog in the fight.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I enjoyed them both.
I picked Alabama, but I wanted Michigan, so I was sort of there. And I kind of was rooting for Washington over Texas, but I wouldn't have been mad if Texas.
They all
had
didn't
great
want
years.
Texas or Michigan.
I tell you what, peeps, it's tough to win it. It's tough to win a natty, man, and it's going to get tougher.
Yeah.
So you better,
by the way, remember all that? Well, we're going to have complaining next year because, like I said, 9 of the 12 would be current or future SEC teams.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, what do we got? A final?
Big Ten.
2 Big Ten teams.
Yeah, the Big Ten beat the SEC.
FSU needs to get to that Big Ten so bad.
Yeah.
They need to get there, man.
Well, if they,
by the way,
all they
FSU,
need
you
is-
don't want any of that SEC smoke, man.
All they need is $572 million that they can.
FSU does not want that SEC smoke. They don't, as they continue to build. They're not built. Like some of these power programs are built, like they're just going to reload. FSU, one thing in the 66-3 is this.
63-3.
63-3 is this. Yeah. Okay? And this is fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were missing a lot of guys. So were Georgia. You're terrible. I mean, you lost a game 63-3. You may go 7-5 next year. You feel me?
Yeah.
What would you think FSU's record would be now? I know they got a recruiting class, and with Billy Napier, you see, and that doesn't mean in 1 year. What is FSU? Now, granted, that's why I'm saying you don't want that. If they were in the SEC, they might have a 5-7 football season. But in the ACC, you don't have many losable games, or not as many.
Yeah. Well, what would Washington's record have been if they were in the SEC this year? I mean, I don't know.
I'm okay.
The SEC wasn't great this year.
Washington is much better than Florida State.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. It was, like I said, it was good football. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the college football playoff.
You say FSU. You say, and just, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You say the SEC's down.
I will
again,
continue to say that.
Well, I mean, you got 11 win teams in Ole Miss and Missouri, bro, that are beating the second and third best teams in the Big Ten.
The SEC playing for a natty championship.
Those guys. That doesn't matter. It's not all about that.
Well, that was what it was all about. But last week it was all about, well, they're really good at the top, but they're really not that good in the middle.
They had 5 in the top 11. That was a lie. They had 5 in the top 11 going into the weekend.
Yeah, I kind of agree. In fairness, I kind of agree. God help me. I kind of agree with Joe U on one of these takes.
Okay, all right.
And that is that
I got you.
You get a lot of grace when you're an SEC program.
You know what?
Georgia
didn't.
They rank you higher than you should be at the start. I do believe that.
Okay, here's my point. And I bring this, and I know bowl games can be sketchy, but these 2 bowl games had the most intact lineups of a lot of bowl games.
The 2 yesterday.
No, that one for sure. But the Ole Miss, Penn State game,
okay,
and the Missouri.
Penn State didn't have their best tackle or their best defensive end.
Well,
they both were out.
Again,
those are 2 first-round picks.
There are guys out all over every game every week.
Yeah, but Ole Miss was better.
Yeah, and Ole Miss beat the hell out of them.
Yeah. And what was the other one?
Missouri beat Ohio State.
Well, Ohio State was down to their 3rd quarterback.
I get it, but they were down to their 2nd quarterback and they knocked him out.
Yeah.
So they still beat them, Dan. There's injuries every week in college football. Teams go to their 2nd and 3rd and 4th and 5th.
They couldn't throw. I don't know. There's so much to untangle.
My only point
what
is
a mess it is.
My only point is this: they argued against Georgia, telling you they didn't beat anybody, and 2 teams they beat the 2 and 3 in the Big Ten without a whole lot of trouble.
Okay.
So that's contrary to the SEC gets all that credit.
Don't disagree that Georgia probably was one of the best 4.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't disagree that FSU deserved to be in the Final 4. Don't disagree that Alabama had to be in the Final 4, and don't disagree. So I guess I would have went 6.
Yeah, you had to go
2 teams a bye and played it off.
I know.
We're over. We got to keep it rolling. 641-1010. Be kind, be courteous, be correct, and you can be a winner. The greatest piano man in the world.
The greatest piano in the world. He's going to be at the Thrasher Horn Friday, January 12th. Holla at your boy.
Boom.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Jaguars, Gators, Seminoles. Bring in the new year with Jacksonville Sports Radio 1010XL. Here's to another year of family, friends, and sports radio.
Hi, this is Dale Murray from South Georgia to Central Florida and coast to coast. The Murray Ford Superstores are still putting the customers first and cranking out the deals those big city dealers can't touch. It's no wonder everybody's driving to Murray Ford Superstore to purchase their new vehicle. It's simple. If Murray Ford Superstores doesn't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Plus, you get a 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified new and pre-owned vehicle. Shazam! Holy Jesus Aruba Batman, how do we do it? There's no reason for your purchase to take all day, running around with those big city dealers and being flim-flammed with those big city prices. Nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. And we'll trade anything from aluminum cans to minivans. Be American, buy Murray Ford Superstore. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray, in Stark or Kingsland. I'll be waiting for you. And remember, at any Murray Superstore, it's all about you. Shazam!
So I have been in the operating room most of my career, watching people have orthopedic surgery, watching people get knees replaced, hips replaced, shoulders fixed, and I knew there had to be a better way.
That's Dr. Daniel Zuckerman, a medical director for QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in non-invasive regenerative treatments for pain relief.
I see so many people who could have been helped before they got to the operating room if only they had known about regenerative medicine.
QC Kinetics, a natural alternative that uses your body's own healing properties to help restore and repair damaged joint tissue, providing long-lasting relief without drugs, surgery, or downtime.
Well, it feels great when I do get to see somebody who we help, who I know I kept out of the operating room. It's amazing how we change people's lives without surgery.
Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
Here's Ben and John Lupo, owners of Beards Diamonds.
It's funny, my dad has sold people engagement rings, and now I'm selling their kids engagement rings and anniversary gifts and birthday gifts.
We're blessed with the relationships we've built over the years.
Check out our full inventory at beardsdiamonds.com.
Beards Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center.
Start your Sunday off with a cup of Joe and some sports medicine intel. This is Joe C. inviting you to join me and Dr. George Bari for Breaking Bones every Sunday morning at 7:30. And if you miss an episode, just look for Breaking Bones wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hey, this is Bert Cannon with the First Coast YMCA. Youth sports at the Y can help nurture your future athlete's potential and experience the joy of being a kid. At the Y, we're providing a safe, clean, and fun environment with basketball, soccer, volleyball, gymnastics, elite skills training, and more. Best of all, participation in Legacy Youth Sports League is free with your family membership. Visit fcymca.org to learn all about youth sports at the Y.
Make a difference in our community for 2024. Brian King here, Chairman of the Board of Governors of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida. Each Boys and Girls Club offers a safe environment to kids in need each and every day with homework assistance, career readiness, and a hot meal. Consider brightening the life of a child by sponsoring a pizza party at one of our area clubs. As you do your giving, help us brighten the life of a child. Go to bgcnf.org to learn more.
This is Keith Catlin for Catlin Truck Accessories, and we are so blessed to be in business for over 100 years. Over 100 years of the best product and customer service means you can count on Catlin. From Roll-and Lock bed covers to Lear toppers to Cam Locker toolboxes, Catlin Truck Accessories has you covered when it comes to your truck or van. We do those too. Got a fleet of vehicles? We can outfit them all.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
One name, one location, 100 years. You can count on Catlin.
Is your house exterior due for a wash? First Coast Home Pros has thousands of 5-star reviews for a reason. They get amazing results on even the toughest pressure washing jobs. Schedule now at firstcoasthomepros.com.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
I'm Sam Nelson. The Jags got a much-needed win Sunday. Head coach Doug Peterson was proud of his team's effort.
You know, they know the mistakes they've made, but yet they continue to work, and they continue to work hard during the week, and it showed today.
Winning the game was the main thing against the Carolina Panthers. However, a record was accomplished from tight end Evan Ingram.
I mean, I knew I was at 98, and all my friends and family, they're here. I try to just stay ready to go get the win. That's kind of was my mindset.
The Jaguars lost another wide receiver to injury when Jamal Agnew sustained a fracture in his left leg during Sunday's win over Carolina. That's your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar update. I'm Sam Nelson.
XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. 1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. 1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is your Duval Minute, brought to you by Lift Power, your turnkey solution for all warehouse needs.
I wonder if you had an MVP vote for the Jacksonville Jaguars, who you would vote for. Is it a no-brainer that it's Josh Allen, or would you consider Evan Ingram and what he's been able to do for the Jaguars this year? Josh Allen, franchise record, 16.5 sacks, got 3 more on Sunday, played terrific football. Evan Ingram, 104 receptions. Only Jimmy's been over 100 ever in Jags history. 104 receptions. It's the 8th best total, or only 8 tight ends in NFL history have had 100 receptions. And the record is 116, by the way, by a guy named Zach Ertz, who happened to play for Doug Peterson. And that's your Duval Minute. It's brought to you by Lift Power. Lift Power does it all. They've been providing the Southeast with all its material handling needs for more than 50 years. From lift trucks, warehouse design, docks and doors, to total warehouse design, service support, fleet management, and more. You name it, Lift Power does it. Jacksonville owned and operated for more than 50 years. Lift Power. You can learn more at liftpower.com. You want to get down? What you going to do? You want to get down? Mm-hmm. Welcome back to the program.
Did you enjoy the post game last night? They were going down Bourbon Street, the ESPN cameras, getting the sights and the sounds, and then the girl showed her boobies. Yeah, we got booby alert.
Yeah.
It just showed them right there. Yeah. Missed it. Yeah, just like boom. There you go. There
it's
she
everywhere.
There, just
if
boom.
You want to go view it?
Won't take much. Humanity's a funny thing. The ladies that, just comport themselves normally will flash their
In
boobs.
fairness, she didn't know the national camera was 10 feet away.
Yeah, it's not even that, but it's the fact that you're doing it for like these trinket beads worth about 12 cents. I mean, listen, if somebody's going to throw you a fillet of fish or something, I don't know, but...
It's been going on a long time, Jeffrey.
Plastic beads?
Long time.
I have today's Pest of the Day. This is it's an early candidate for Pest of the Year. This is an easy one.
Wow, we got 363 days
So by the way,
to go.
yeah, if you don't like unchristian, mean-speaking insults, turn off your radio for like a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to hammer this Tepper tantrum, this loser, this frog from Carolina. David Tepper looks like a toad. He's a billionaire. Get your bleaking face fixed, ugly man. You're ugly.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, butt ugly man, inside and out. And the owner of the Panthers at our stadium, at our game, before he left, like a petulant little baby, like an idiot who didn't take C.J. Stroud, he threw a drink on the Jags fans below his box. You are the biggest loser who has ever walked in our stadium. How about that? That includes a lot of losers.
Heavens to Betsy.
A lot of guys we didn't like, some of them on our own team.
Wow.
David Tepper and his Tepper tantrum, and again, you're a billionaire. Do something about that butt ugly face, bro. Do something about it. Get it stretched, plugged, snipped, clipped, spliced, diced. Do something to your ugliness. Now, I don't know if you can do anything to the ugly on the inside. That exhibited itself when you, a billionaire, by the way, the worst owner in the league, you threw a drink on the Jaguar fans before you left like a 7-year-old little ugly boy.
Oh, heavens.
You are an ugly person. I'm sorry for going...
You ain't got no alibi.
Yeah, you ugly.
Absolutely.
You ugly. So, David Tepper is the pest of the day. The Carolina Panthers owner threw a drink from the box onto the Jags fans, and on top of everything else, he has a face that looks like a slee stack.
Oh.
My man is from Land of the Lost. David Tepper is a slee bleeping stack. So, enjoy your offseason there, Tepper. Go ahead and run the draft for your team. Stay out of our stadium, because let me tell you what should have happened. Duval should have climbed in your box and punched you in the ugliest face in the NFL. They should have punched the ugliest face in the... And by the way, that's saying a lot. You got Mark Davis out there in Vegas. But Teps, you're the ugliest owner in sports, inside and out. But that face, bro, cut it, mash it, splice it, plastic it, do something to it. You're ugly. That's the Pest of the Day, brought to you by Mission Pest Solutions, veteran and locally owned and operated. I hope you took advantage of that. Yoda loves it. I hope you took advantage. Send that to Carolina, by the way. Drop it in the Panther, their video, and drop it in the Panthers team mailbox. Thank you, Mission Pest Solutions. Just that, the solution for all your pest issues and goodness knows here in Florida we got them. Mission Pest Solutions, veteran and locally owned and operated. When you call 904-944-PEST, you'll speak directly with the owners. The free initial pest treatment ended at the end of the year, but still call 944-PEST. You'll get 25% off your initial pest or termite protection service. Hey, read the Google reviews. You'll just get more and more positive reaffirmation that when you deal with Mission Pest Solutions, you're getting just that, solutions.
Here's a fun one coming up for the Michigan Wolverines, who desperately might want to win this natty on Monday night, and I'll tell you why. Next year, on September 7th, they play Texas, a finalist. On September 21st, they play USC. And on October 5th, a rematch of the Natty Championship game that hasn't happened. They go to Washington to play the Huskies. That's right. Michigan next year, Texas, USC, and Washington in their first 6. Not to mention they still have Ohio State and Oregon on the schedule as well. Whew, have fun with that. Coach who replaces Harbaugh, who goes to the NFL to coach the Chargers. And one more thing about the Harbaugh family. This might be a Harbaugh year. We're very close to this happening. I mean, the Ravens look like the best team in football by far now, as they have taken the mantra from San Francisco and run with it. They just annihilated some good teams in the process of like 14 days, and including the Niners, the Dolphins. They're just beating up everybody. And they're not just they're hammering them. Now, here's one argument for me if I'm John Harbaugh and I'm thinking about what I should do this weekend in a, quote, meaningless game against Pittsburgh. They're not all meaningless. Remember, Baltimore won't play next weekend. So if you give your guys off this weekend, you're then 3 weeks rusty. And about 4 or 5 years ago, they did the same thing. Now, it's a different team and a different time and such, and they learned. But Lamar and the Ravens lost their playoff game at home when they gave their guys the last week off of the regular season. I don't know if I would. 3 weeks is a long time, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a good. That's a good question for Tony and Breakfast with Baselli.
Yeah,
outside, I just. But does play and then sit 2 weeks? Does that really matter? I have a hard time believing that too. Like if you're going to take a week off and miss a week, I just don't know if taking 2 or taking 3 matters. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I do know this. Almost inevitably, you take advantage of that break and you rest your guys, and you don't. What's worse? You play Lamar and he gets injured?
Well, Tom Coughlin didn't. It worked out for him.
Yeah, I don't think I would.
Yeah,
I think I'd sit him.
It'll be interesting. Obviously, the Jags need the Steelers. Jags need the Ravens to win, right?
If they're going to be,
if they lose their games.
I think we should just basically listen. If you don't win the season's over, if you don't win the division. Because here's why: if you finish the season losing at Cleveland, at Tampa, at Tennessee, none really great teams.
Yeah.
You're gonna go play the 2 seed?
Yeah.
Good luck against at Buffalo.
Yeah. Oof.
The one thing about what's left in the playoffs, we do have teams that it's AFC North heavy. We've always played well against the North. We've documented that. Now we lost to them this year. They went upside our head a little bit late season, but we always played good against Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
We the Chiefs the only one that beat us every time.
Yeah.
But we're not playing good football, right? Even still. Not with the guys that were counting on you. We won a game last week with a backup quarterback and a game plan that, maybe we should employ that game plan of not passing it 50 times when Trevor does play too, Dan.
Yeah, that would work.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, you want to do talk to Tony?
Yes.
Breakfast with Baselli is next. It's Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. One play can be the difference.
He's racing down the sideline for the touchdown.
Performance Painting presents the high-performance play of the game.
That's how you finish right there.
On 1010XL. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry, this free examination, normally $199, is yours for free and good only through Sunday. For your free examination, call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Call now.
Hey, Hicken here for Lockhart Construction. That's a longtime Jacksonville business. Shane's dad started. Shane, his dad, his Jacksonville guys are from here, taking care of people who live here, people like me. We needed a new bathroom, a remodel, and I called Lockhart Construction. We had a plan, we had a purpose, we had a contract. They took care of everything. It was awesome. Clean up each day. You welcome them into your homes. And so if you have a remodel job, shoot, if you need a new house, give the Lockhart family a call. Their family will give your family a better living experience. I like to say you unlock better living with Lockhart Construction. So if you have a thought, a need, an idea, give Shane Lockhart a call. He'll call you back. Shane Lockhart, Lockhart Construction, 994-3865. Shane Lockhart, 994-3865.
Stone Cold Southern Rock, born on the First Coast. It's the rockin' return of 38 Special. And we were rockin' into the night, rockin' into the night. Hit after hit after hit. 38 Special with special guest the Kurt Town Band. Saturday, January 6th at Florida Theater. Get tickets at floridatheater.com.
I introduce you here to our pest solution here on the drill. It's Mission Pest Solutions, veteran and locally owned and operated. So easy to deal with. 904-944-PEST. How much can you count on them? Because you're listening to 1010XL and we're in this together. Tell them you're from 1010XL when you call 944-PEST. You'll get a free initial pest service worth $250. Good from now through the end of the year. 944-PEST. Tell them you're calling from 1010XL.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Baloo here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
What's in a name? Sometimes everything. Hey, Hicken here. If you've been around Jacksonville long at all, you know the name Betros, right? Synonymous with the First Coast. Betros Plumbing knows home is where the heart is, and sometimes problems they fix fast and affordably. What's in a name? With Betros, it's quality, it's accountability. That's why we trust Betros Plumbing for 2 generations now. Call Betros Plumbing at 683-1968. That's 683-1968. Or find out more online at Betros Plumbing. Betros, a name you can trust.
All right, gang, have you checked out Prize Picks yet? Prize Picks is the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. Just pick more or less on the statistical projections for maybe your favorite player or just players that you follow. You can mix and match different sports. Yeah, football's coming to an end. You got NBA. You got, NHL. You'll have Major League Baseball. And it's real simple. I mean, I guess I could tell you, say the Jags play this weekend. They could put a projected total of 240 yards for Trevor Lawrence passing yards. There's not a whole bunch of convoluted lineups. You decide. You're going over or under. You don't have to play that one. You pick any one you want. It's just a really cool, different way to enjoy fantasy sports. You're not beating back 1,000, sharks and computer bots. So go to prizepicks.com/1010XL. Find out more. Use code 1010XL. You get a first deposit match of up to $100. Prizepicks.com/1010XL. Use code 1010XL for your bonus.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Bob Arablo here, president of your Jacksonville Icemen. Thanks to the doctors and staff at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, our team is well taken care of. We're proud to be associated with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. Our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is ready to help you too. We'd like to thank the coaches and schools who trust in our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. Youth sports are getting back into full swing, so you know what that means. Custom Yetis so dads can keep their beer or sodas cold. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Considering the result of the game, Knoll head coach Mike Norvell was asked if he should have opted out of the Orange Bowl.
No, I mean, it was hard choices for a lot of the young guys, for a lot of the young men that were on our team. And we were hurt.
Head coach Kirby Smart likes the culture they've established at Georgia to continue the Bulldogs' success.
We got a lot of really good leaders going into next year because they got to learn from these guys. And these guys learned from the guys before them. So if that's passed down and that culture's created, it's a really good thing.
FSU quarterback Brock Glenn sounded off on the support he's gotten from outgoing QB Jordan Travis.
We got a lot of really good leaders going into next year because they got to learn from these guys. And these guys learned from the guys before them. So if that's passed down and that culture's created, it's a really good thing.
At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
Currently it's 8:07 and it's 41 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now breakfast with Boselli
On 1010XL.
Brought to you by
Epstein & Robbins DUI Defense Firm and Mr. Reuter Plumbing of Jacksonville.
All right, you know him, you love him. He's number 71 in your program. He's number 1 in your heart. He's Don Anthony Boselli Jr.
Tony, before we get going on the Jags, a shout out to one of your compatriots now has reached a very nervous point of the process, one that you lived through for a bunch of years. But shout out Fred Taylor and congratulations for making it into the 15. And what do you think, just from now that you're in that prestigious club and rubbing gold sleeved elbows, what do you think about Fred's short and long-term prognosis as a Hall of Famer?
I mean, I think he deserves to be there. I think ultimately he gets in. I think he has a chance this year.
Yeah, I'm not sure he doesn't either.
I really do. I'm so happy he's in the 25. He got from the 25 to the 15.
Right.
Because Fred's case has to be debated. Because if you just look at, and I've said this, if you just look at Fred on paper, you don't see the Pro Bowls and All Pros. Who cares? Set that aside and talk to people who played against him. Talk to the coaches. Watch the tape. Look at the real numbers. Yards per carry, total yards. Like what he did, and the way he played the game. He's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the best backs ever. I don't care about the Pro Bowls or the All Pros. That doesn't matter. And I think because you talk to anybody in the league who played against Fred Taylor as a player or coach, and they rave about him and how difficult he was to stop and what type of player he was. And so I'm excited for him because, one, he deserves to be there, in my opinion. I'm obviously very biased. But I think when they debate his candidacy in the room, I think he gets a lot of people open their eyes and this dude's a Hall of Famer. Just go talk to people. I mean, he's one of the best to ever play the game. There's no doubt about it. His numbers speak to that. It's not his fault that Tom Coughlin took him out on every goal line after his rookie year. When he kept him in the goal line, he had 16 or 18 touchdowns his rookie year. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But then Tom's philosophy after that was he put James Stewart or Stacey Mack in. Whenever Fred would get us all the way down inside the 5, and then we'd come out. So Fred's he's one of the greatest ever.
Do you think people argue touchdowns? I don't think people argue touchdowns. We talked to Fred on Sunday. He had an interesting point. He said, He goes, I wish knowing now I would have rather stayed in, but it did help my yards per carry average.
That's true too. Yeah, those little
that's
1 and 2 yarders.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, because the best stat about Fred, as you know, is the Jim Brown, Barry Sanders, Fred Taylor 4.6 and above.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Yeah, I know it's a great point. I think he deserves it. You know, and this is the hard part. And you guys know I said this every year I was a finalist. It's hard because I can go through the list, the other 14 guys.
Yeah.
Great players.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a tough debate.
I mean, as a biased person, I knocked out 7 of them, but there's still 8 guys. I think you could pick any of the 8 and you'd be fine with it. And the other 7, I'm sure when they're in the room, they'll have guys making cases for them. It is tough and it is torturous for what Fred's about to go through. That's the hard part. Although it's different now, right? Now, how is it? How do they do it now versus when you had to sit there on Saturdays and wait all day?
They're both brutal. But different. At least you knew it was going to be happening on Saturday.
Yeah.
And it was a long day, but you knew it's that's the day. You're going to wake up, you're going to get there, you're going to go to and then you have to sit around all day, and it's going to be miserable. I think the new system that Jim Porter put in place, who's the new president after David Baker of the Hall of Fame, is better overall. But now they vote. You're not exactly sure what day they're voting. You have a sense. You kind of hear. But then it's a week of you know they have to let you know by a certain time, but you don't know when it's going to happen. You don't know, the phone call could come at any moment of the day. You get a phone call out of the blue, and you didn't make it. You're oh, okay.
You don't know what day they're going to knock on your door either if you get in, right?
And you don't know what day you're going to knock. I mean, so I remember the year I got in.
Yeah.
And I was like, I knew when they had voted.
Right.
And it was a week later, and I hadn't got a phone call or a knock, and I'm like, oh gosh. I'm like, this is awful.
Right.
And so neither's great because it's so important and it's such a big deal, and it should be stressful because it's that important. And I love it for Fred.
Yeah.
Because as hard as it is, if there's a part of it that's things that are important should be hard.
Yeah.
And I'm just, gosh, I want him to get in so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it'd just be so great to watch the whole thing.
It would be fun.
Him excited, the city, the organization. I mean, Fred is, arguably the most loved Jaguar of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, he really is. And people ask, he's my favorite Jaguar of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Florida Gator. He's a Florida kid, Florida Gator, Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just so fun to watch play. He was awesome, dominant player. I hope he gets in.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It'll
be awesome.
Let's get to our football team. Kind of a much needed, play some defense, run the ball. You knew that's what they needed to do on Sunday. They did do that to perfection. I guess 7-1 with Cam in the starting lineup. Is it that simple? Is he making that much of a difference to the O-line, Tony, or is it just happened to sync up with games that they won?
No, I mean, he's one of their better players, no doubt about it. I think that those stats to me are always a little misleading either way because it's not one guy ever in the NFL. Now, if it's the quarterback, that because he has the ball in his hand so much. But yeah, no, I think it matters. I think Cam matters. He brings an attitude. And what they did differently. I mean, they were averaging, I think up till Travis's 60-yard run, they were averaging just 2 yards a carry.
Right.
Or something like that. But what I liked about it is they stuck to the run even though when it wasn't going great.
Right.
And I thought going into that game, I mean, the Carolina Panthers are a bad football team. Really bad.
Yeah,
especially offensively.
Not good.
They are.
Yeah.
I mean, they got issues. And I don't know, and I hate to, I don't want to ever say a guy can't do it after just 1 year in a tough situation, but I was worried about Bryce Young and his size coming into the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't seen anything that makes me think that he's, can be that franchise quarterback. Hopefully, for him, give them a chance to grow and get a little more stability, and things will change. But I thought going into that game, if the Jaguars just played a clean game, they're going to win.
Right.
Like, they just don't turn it over. Don't give them short fields. Don't have blown assignments. Just play a clean game. You're going to easily beat that team because they're not very good.
No penalties.
And then they came out and they played good, but they played well. They played efficient. They played smart on offense. They didn't turn it over. They played solid defense. Really, they had one busted coverage, Thielen on that fourth down. On I think it was the first drive of the game that the Panthers had. But for the most part, they played a really clean game. And then they took advantage of where the Panthers aren't very good. I mean, Bryce Young's the most sacked quarterback. They got after the quarterback. Good. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. So I thought it was what they needed. It was kind of one of those get-well games.
Mm-hmm.
It was timed up right. Worst team in the NFL coming in. All right, we're on a 4-game losing streak. Let's use them to get this thing turned around. And I do think it'll give this team confidence going into Tennessee, and that's it'll be good.
Tony, I know you weren't necessarily a math major at USC, but I'm going to throw you a quick addition and see if you can come up with a proper answer. What is 16.5 plus 9?
That'd be 25.5.
25.5, yeah. 16.5 for Josh Allen, 9 for Trayvon Walker. That Tony, it was perhaps the biggest dismissal of your professional opinion in your career when in the preseason you predicted 22 to 25, I believe, for.
So I said 23 to 25 sacks.
Okay, well there 20. You were wrong. It's 25.5.
Yeah, I went. I should have gone higher. I was ridiculed on this show by one Dan Hicken, which is fine. It was we were live and Dan laughed and said ridiculous, no way, which is fine. But then the rest of the local media, and quite a bit of the fan base, came after me on Twitter.
Yeah, they did. I remember.
And they said I was a buffoon. One of my former teammates asked if I was on drugs.
Yes.
And I remember.
You haven't forgotten. You're like an elephant. You never forget.
Yeah. Only two guys, Tony, in the whole only two guys in town had the belief in the pass rush and knew what was coming this year.
Big Bo,
the guy that went over 35 and the guy who got them all from just two guys.
Just in case they don't believe you, Big Bo, hold on.
I think the total for Trayvon and Josh Allen will be 25.
Oh, talk dirty to me, big boy.
I got you.
I needed that, by the way. If they don't have 25, I lose the sack bet. Well, there you go.
Yeah,
congratulations.
And I think they get. I think they get 2 to 3 more this week.
Good. I hope you're right. Now, we're nervous about the game, Tone. We're nervous about the game, and I know the Titans stink. But I've looked at their season. The good teams, they get up and they play. They lose in overtime or they beat them. Almost every good team they played, they've done that, except for their trip here.
Yeah, I mean, Vrabel's. I've got a lot of respect for him. I think he's a good coach. They are not. They got issues across the board. But they play hard. They play physical. He'll get them juiced up about ruining our season.
Try a couple things, a little onside kick somewhere or something like that.
Like, I just think, now I feel a little bit like this about how I do with Carolina. Go in.
Play clean.
Just play clean. Yeah. Play a solid game. And you should win.
Yeah.
Like, my big concern is, it's probably Derrick Henry's last game as a Titan, and does he just get revved up one last time?
Yeah. Oh, God.
That's what I worry. But that's what I do. I worry about all those things.
You know what, Tone? I saw Jeffrey Simmons is out, though. That's a big deal to me because, that guy's so good inside, and not having him, I kind of agree with you. I think if you just don't turn it over, very few penalties, clean football, you win the football game.
Yeah, I think so. Now, it'll be interesting. I mean, you got a bunch of guys for us who are injured as well, and do they make it back? A lot of guys day to day.
Right.
Obviously, the biggest one, Trevor.
Right.
We'll wait to hear, how his shoulder is, and is he back? And they rested him all week, which was the right thing to do. He couldn't make it happen. And if he's not playing, then he's hurt.
Right.
I mean, his history is he's on the field if it's all possible. So we'll see. Wait to see on that. And then you have Zay Jones, and there's thoughts of they might be able to, they might activate and open up the window on Christian Kirk. So if you can get those two guys back, and I think the question you got to ask, how aggressive do you go with Kirk in this game? Because can you just go beat the Titans without him? So you give him another week to be ready for the first playoff game. So, those are two big ones. Wait and see. And, it's going to be it's Tennessee, our hated rivals. It's up in Nashville. It's a place that, a lot of bad things have happened for us. But you got to go win one game.
Tony,
to win the division. It'd be great.
My hope is, because you see this, man, teams, the NFL, especially now with 17 and an off week, it's just such a long season that you can have look at the Bills, right? You can have 3 or 4 different, and it's so important that you're peaking at the right time. And I don't want to take one, impressive, especially defensive game against a terrible team as maybe turning the corner back towards peaking, but at least there's maybe hope, right? If they follow that up, especially defensively, with another good defensive game, maybe we can recall, back when we're winning 6-7 games in a row, we're doing it by playing good defense week in and week out, and maybe some of those bigger hopes and dreams aren't dead yet.
Well, I'm not ready to say that we're peaking now after beating the Carolina Panthers.
Me either.
But now, if you can go put back-to-backs, and you go play like a clean, tough, hard-nosed game like you did against Carolina, you do that against Tennessee, you go beat them. Well, now you are rolling into the playoffs with some momentum. You get guys back healthy. There's a little bit of a different confidence level, of swagger that you're like, all right, we're back to where we need to be. Let's go make a run. Because, the saying goes, just find a way to get in the tournament, and then everyone's 0-0, and let's go see what happens. And we've seen that throughout the history of the NFL playoffs. Teams getting in, some limp in and turn it around. I mean, go back to the year the Colts won the Super Bowl. I mean, they couldn't stop the run to save their lives. I think we put up like 349 on them or something at the end of the season, and everyone's like, they are no chance in the playoffs if they can't stop the run. Well, they get one guy back, Bob Sanders, and they become the best run defense in the NFL and win the Super Bowl.
That's a great point.
So, there's stories like that littered across the history of the NFL. I mean, this organization has them. In '96, we needed a botched field goal from 31 yards.
Yeah, 31 yards.
Kicker to miss to sneak into the playoffs, and then we got on a roll, and we're a quarter away from the Super Bowl. So, just get in, and that's why you go figure out how to beat Tennessee, and you have accomplished one of your main goals is from the beginning of the season, which is win the division, get in the playoffs. And in spite of a really interesting up and down season of moments of greatness where we think we're the best, we're world beaters, to we wonder if we're going to win a game ever again.
Right.
But it doesn't matter, because you win your division, you get a home playoff game, and let's go see what happens. And that's where that's what's on the line on Sunday in Nashville. And heck, I think as an organization, as a fan base, I mean, and it's funny because we forget the years of, us just starting at the end of November talking about the draft.
Right.
I mean, now this is, again, 2 years in a row, winning record, a chance to go back-to-back division titles. Haven't done that since 98, 99. It's what a great opportunity for this organization. And, man, people should be excited here in Jacksonville this week because there's not a lot of teams. A lot of NFL cities right now are thinking about draft and free agency and what they do next year, and are they going to get a new coach and so on and so forth. And we're sitting here talking about let's go win a division, and that's exactly where you want to be.
Well said, Big Bo. I mean, spot on with that stuff, man. Good stuff today. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Tone.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun week.
Yeah. Tennessee hate week.
It's so interesting across the league. I mean, the Buffalo-Miami game, and Buffalo could go from winning the division or possibly out of the playoffs.
Yeah. They could be a 2 seed if they win.
I feel like Buffalo's going to hammer Miami. I don't know why.
Miami's really hurt.
They got no Phillips, no Chubb. I mean,
Miami's season's falling apart, right? They have no, really. I mean, they went from maybe having a chance to. There's no way with those losses, especially on defense.
Well, I think the losses on defense. I think if you look at their season, where they struggle with physical teams that come in.
Yeah.
just the way they play football. But that coupled with the injuries, I think it's
Tony,
it'll be tough for Miami.
We asked earlier, and just real quick, we'll let you go. Lamar, and if you're Harbaugh, is it like as a player, does it worry you to be off for
3 weeks?
3 weeks, right? I mean, because they'll get a bye. I mean, two game weeks, but one game. But does it because of the bye, and if you sit him this week, do you worry about rust, or is it more prudent just to not risk injury and you don't worry about your guy? Especially when he's been around as long as Lamar. Just your thoughts on that.
I think you worry about everything.
Yeah.
But I think you have to sit back and say, okay, it's about risk reward. And you got a veteran quarterback who's played a lot of football. It's not like he's going to be sitting at home for 3 weeks. He can pick all the reps in practice. He can, you can get all your work in. Is it really worth risking, any of your key guys in a game that is meaningless at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Because you're the number one seed. I would rest as many of my guys as I could if I was in this situation.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a tough call, man, I think.
It is.
They rested him a few years ago, and then they lost that first round of the playoffs at home. So
is that why they lost, though?
Well, yeah, great. I don't know. That's a fair question.
Yeah,
I don't know. Probably not, but.
No, because, as a professional athlete, you just played 16 games. You've been going through all the offseason, training camp, all the practices, and everything else. I just have a hard time thinking a guy like Lamar and, they're veteran guys, if you're practicing, for, good 2 or 3 weeks, getting a ton of reps, working, really, is that the reason you're going to lose?
Yeah, I don't know.
Rust because you don't play one game?
Yeah.
I maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I would tend to rest them. I would not play them in the game. I would not play Lamar. I probably wouldn't play Gus Edwards. I probably wouldn't play Zay Flowers. I would, on defense, I'm probably taking out my, maybe your 2 inside linebackers. I mean, there's only so many guys you have on the roster.
Sure.
You can't fit everybody.
Right.
But I'm taking, if anyone has any nick or anything of an injury, I'm resting them. Because the game there's nothing you get out of winning, and nothing happens if you lose. So it really feels like that, similar to the last preseason game. It's like, okay, the argument there is should you get guys reps so they're ready for opening day, or do you rest them?
Right.
I would, in this case, I would rest them. I just think it's, you want to be as healthy as you can. You have the number one seed. You accomplished everything you wanted to in the regular season. Now let's get ready for the playoffs.
All right, my man. Well, great stuff as always. We appreciate you so much. Have a great week, and hopefully we can take care of business here and win ourselves a back-to-back South championships, which would be outstanding.
Yeah, I think we win.
Yep.
I think this team's ready. I think they go in. I think they'll be focused, and I think they're a better team than Tennessee.
Also true.
I think they play a clean game and they get the win, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right, brother. We'll see you. Appreciate you.
See you.
There he goes, the Hall of Famer, Tony Boselli. This is The Drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Some picks sound better on Friday than Monday.
On any given Sunday, you're either going to win or you're going to lose.
Listen for the Otterson Wealth Advisors risk-reward picks of the week.
So the object here is to win.
All day Friday on 1010XL.
Hey, folks, Hick in here. Now the kids and grandkids have gone home. Decorations are coming down. You can see it's time to get those carpets and sofas clean. Telling you, give Zero Res a try if you haven't already. They clean the carpets, the sofa, the chairs, the area rugs, and even the tile and grout. Google them. More than 5,000 five-star customer reviews. And right now, 20% off carpet cleanings, 20% off upholstery. Zero Res, man. Spell it forwards. Zero Res, you spell it backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry, this free examination, normally $199, is yours for free and good only through Sunday. For your free examination, call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Call now.
People ask me sometimes, is it really cooler with Bueller? You see, here at Bueller, we really believe in creating an awesome work environment, and we treat our employees like gold. In return, we ask them to treat our customers that same way. It's our simple recipe for outstanding customer service. I'm Jason Bueller. If you want to experience the Stay Cooler with Bueller level of service, give us a call today or visit BuellerAir.com.
Bueller Air. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hi, this is Dale Murray from South Georgia to Central Florida and coast to coast. The Murray Ford Superstores are still putting the customers first and cranking out the deals those big city dealers can't touch. It's no wonder everybody's driving to Murray Ford Superstore to purchase their new vehicle. It's simple. If Murray Ford Superstores doesn't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Plus, you get a 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified new and pre-owned vehicle. Shazam! Holy Jesus Aruba Batman, how do we do it? There's no reason for your purchase to take all day, running around with those big city dealers and being flim-flammed with those big city prices. Nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. And we'll trade anything from aluminum cans to minivans. Be American, buy Murray Ford Superstore. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray, in Stark or Kingsland. I'll be waiting for you. And remember, at any Murray Superstore, it's all about you. Shazam!
Need cash? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all. Selling or pawning, get cash on the spot at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
It's about the hunt.
Captain Kevin Favor here with Captain Kirk and Jeff Loggeman. We take you from the water to the woods.
On the Nimnit Outdoors Show, presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services.
Let's go to the woods, y'all.
Saturday mornings from 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here. What if I told you you could start banging out your New Year's resolution by dropping 9 pounds your very first month? Pretty good, right? Well, not good enough. I dropped 9 pounds my first week with Awaken 180 weight loss and the full 26 pounds in just over a month. Matt Hayes, that guy dropped double digits his first week and is still going strong. That's the Awaken 180 difference. You see results immediately, and it's the instant gratification that makes you keep going. You don't wait a few weeks to lose 4 to 5 pounds. You lose it every week until you reach your goal. It's that simple. Listen to your coach, eat to lose weight, and get the results you've never been able to achieve on your own. I know it sounds too good to be true. I thought the same during my first call, but the results, they speak for themselves. Start your new year off right. Have a plan, have the solution. Go online to awaken180weightloss.com or give them a call at 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 for Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Men, are you suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE? The medical providers at Prime Men's Medical Center offer breakthrough treatments that eliminate problems in the bedroom without pain or surgery. 98% of men see instant results on their first office visit. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Men are even lasting 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
But that's not all. For a limited time only, call Prime Men's Medical Center now, and your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. You'll see instant results right in the office. You'll even get a gift that enhances your performance in the bedroom. All this, worth hundreds of dollars, is free if you call now. 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
Get Gators play-by-play on 1010XL. Brought to you by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Renewal by Anderson, the official window and door replacement partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. 1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Oh, we're back here on a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday, and we are back with a pop quiz.
I love pop quiz.
Dan, would you say the biggest criticism against Trevor Lawrence this year has been the interceptions? I guess turnovers to a degree, but interceptions is the primary. That's more than anything else, and that's fair. Trevor has 12 picks this year to go with 19 touchdowns. Do you know 7 other NFL quarterbacks have at least 12 interceptions? I'd like to know the 7 other NFL. And by the way, again, for the I don't know, Trevor hater, maybe too term, but for the Trevor non-believer, spin this one for me when we're done, just if you can.
I'll spin it. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Jalen Hurts.
There you go. The 3 best quarterbacks in football. Josh Allen, 16. Mahomes, 14. Hurts, 14. But, oh, my God, Trevor has 12. He sucks.
Well, the difference is, in fairness, Josh Allen has accounted for more than 40 touchdowns. And Mahomes, so those guys have a few more. Jalen Hurts is at like 40 or 30.
Passer rating's all the same for all 3 of them. They're all very similar.
Yeah. But, so
I'm just saying. I mean, again, if you want to make the argument of comparison, those things, that's fine. But you hear, like, Trevor's the only good quarterback in history that has 10 picks. You know what I'm saying? So, those are 3. They're second. Allen's second was 16. Mahomes and Hurts both with 14.
I'm sure the Washington kid has a bunch.
He's got 19 interceptions. He's been sacked 61 times. They finally tried to bench Sam Howell, and then Brissett got hurt. They had to bring him back in.
I think Tua's right up there with
Tua, like Trevor, has 12.
Yeah.
Now, to your point, in fairness, Allen 27 touchdowns, Mahomes 27 passing, Hurts 23, Tua 28, and Trevor's only got 19.
Yeah.
But then again, the receiving core has been, sporadic at best this year.
Yeah. There's a lot of reasons why Trevor hasn't had the year that we thought he'd have, and I think that's fair to say. And it's not all his fault, but we expected better results.
And by the way,
if I had done a poll question and said, do you think here are the numbers, nobody would have chosen what he has done.
1,000,000%. I'm disappointed with the I wish I'd seen a little more this year.
Certainly not all his fault.
That's fair. I'm not absolving Trevor of anything. I need Trevor to be great. I'm not trying to put his mistakes and faults on other people. What I'm trying to say is our impression of our receiving core, I think, is greatly mistaken.
Yeah.
I don't think Zay Jones and Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley hold a candle to what these dudes are throwing to outside of Mahomes, who's got issues too. All right, you got 2 more. And by the way, with 11, 1 less than Trevor, Brock Purdy, Matthew Stafford, other guys have had good years. I got 2 more, though, that one of these cats has, they both have 12. You've got Howell with 19, Allen with 16, Mahomes with 14, Hurts with 14, Tua with 12, Trevor with 12. You got 2 other guys with 12. One is a lot worse because he's only started 11 games. He's no longer a functional quarterback. He's probably started his last game either where he is or somewhere else, and he's a local.
Oh, Mac
Jones in just 11 games has 12 picks. I'm old enough to remember when they told me Mac Jones was better in that rookie year than Trevor. And then there's one more who is having a good year and is probably an underrated quarterback. He's got 4,200 passing yards. That's third in the league.
Goff.
Yeah, Jared Goff. But again, to your point, 28 touchdowns with those 12 picks.
Yeah, I like Goff. He's been very good. I couldn't be more happy for what he's been able to accomplish in Detroit, and he got a second chance, and it worked out. And he's been better than he was in L.A.
We talked a little bit in the press box, and it didn't bother you a bit then. But how everything has settled now, does it bother you more? Dan Campbell just giving up on the 2 seed?
Not as much
from the 7.
No.
From the 2, I'm okay. I don't agree with it.
No, I think you kick it from the 7. I agree, but
then we agree.
Yeah, but when you got the free play, I go back to trying it again. But I thought at the moment it was more emotional.
It was meathead.
So, but I think he's done a terrific
job. They would be the 2 seed if they won the game, Dan. That's a big deal, man.
It might be, might not be.
You get one home game and you go play for the Super Bowl rather than go play a game and then go play for the Super Bowl.
I think you at worst you're a 3 though. So in other words, he's not dropping.
But you got to go to 2. You got to have to
maybe not. Depends who wins what.
Well,
right?
let's just. I think we usually develop our playoff hopes by form.
Yeah.
You know, it might not go according to form,
Yeah.
but
Obviously, one, we know
you take that all out of play if you're
Yeah.
the 2. That's all I'm saying. And I don't know if he just didn't think that they could be the 2.
You're on the road. You want to go win the game. They had a great play call. They worked on the trick play. Then they messed it up.
But
then
the
you
7
push it back, and then you
you got right. You got to adjust. Why are
On
you
the
going
7,
there?
it's awful
Yeah, it's
tough.
dumb.
As Sark.
Yeah.
It was awful tough for him as well. All right, let's get hectic real quick.
Oh! See, a power ranking. It's been a wild,
Today's
volatile
Power
ride
Poll
for
is
us.
brought to you by Royal Pest Services Jacksonville.
1 week ago, the Jags had plummeted all the way to 14. Where are the boys this week?
What were we last week?
14.
I'm going to... E, do I go for... I'm going to say... we're about the same. I'm assuming a couple of teams. I'm going to go... We're terrible, dude. I still don't trust this, even with the shutout. Not terrible. Sorry. Still don't trust this. I'm going to say we're 12 or 13. I'll go with unlucky 13. I'll say 13.
I was going with 13, so I'm going to go with 12.
All right. I feel pretty we could be 11. I don't know who else lost.
Well, the number 1 team is the Ravens, and the number 2 team is the Niners. That's the general consensus. They have the Cowboys at 3, and they have the Lions at 4. Go figure that 3 NFC teams in the top 4. Buffalo all the way up to 5, and they could not make the playoffs, perhaps. It'll be interesting. The Dolphins, 6.
Is that right? I don't think that's right.
Yeah, it is. They could get knocked out of the playoffs if they lose to Miami. Cleveland is 7. Dangerous. The reeling Eagles are 8. The so-so Chiefs are 9. The Rams,
the Eagles are way too high. The Eagles
Yeah.
stink right now. They should be getting the Jag treatment from our 4-0 loss.
The Texans are 11.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't think the Texans should be ahead of the Jags.
The Steelers are 12.
A couple teams the Jags have beaten. So 12, you're out.
You're out.
Yeah,
the
I'm out.
Jaguars
It's an
are
L.
13. Up 1 spot.
I got one. I finally nailed one.
We just got hectic. The Jags are 13, but it won't matter after this week because hopefully they'll be 4. That's where they need to be. 4 in the AFC and hosting Cleveland in the playoffs. That's what we need. We got the Lockett Law High School report on deck. A lot more ahead coming up right here on The Drill. 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Catch the Jacksonville Jaguars every day.
Jaguars Today from the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute studios.
With Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony talking teal every weekday from 10 to noon.
Jaguars Today
on 1010XL.
Hey, it's one of life's most important decisions. If you're 18 years or older, you just got married, just got divorced, you got kids, you need to take care of your family. Of course you do. Hicken here for Matt Hinson and the Hinson Law Firm. I'm not the attorney yet. But gang, have you done your last will? It's not fun. It's not pleasant to think about. But besides getting your assets to the people you choose, also helps minimize income, gift, and estate taxes. In other words, it's something that needs to be done no matter the age. Matt Hinson will listen. He'll help you with some tough decisions. He's going to provide you the info needed so you are at ease with your choice. The Hinson Law Firm. You got questions, Maddie's got the answers. Reach out. He'll call you back, 904-527-1700, 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Listen up. This weekend, you'll immediately, why can I say immediately? Come see why. Come see we. I can't say that line. And a lifetime, Beaver's till, I've not lost it. We know we aren't perfect, but we try every day to do our very best to provide the wow experience you deserve, and we're so grateful for all our amazing customers. Visit us at Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville to see just how much we appreciate you.
People are winning every single day. Regular people are winning every day. Whether it's $500 or $50,000, anybody can win. Because when they win, I feel like I'm winning.
It's just a fun atmosphere. The pool, the spa, the gaming, the food, the shopping. I came one night, hit the double downs, had a couple of good runs, and won about $300,000.
Anybody could win at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Must be 21 to play slots or table games. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
The next time you have an orthopedic injury, call Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. That's what we do. I'm Bob Arablo, president of Your Jacksonville Icemen. We've been using them to take care of our athletes, and you can rely on them to take care of yours.
This is Dr. George Acevedo of Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Thanks to all of the athletes who ask us to help them get back on their feet.
Relieve pain
you back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. What's better than beer? Cold beer. Put your company logo on a custom koozie. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On January 2nd, 1943, Kentucky basketball began a 129 home game win streak that ends in 1955, leading to 3 titles.
Were you forced into a nosebleed mortgage rate in this past year? Loan Pronto is here to rescue you. Hey, it's Prosser. Listen, if your mortgage rate is over 7, you're going to be in heaven with Loan Pronto's zero-cost refi. You can cut your house payment by hundreds of dollars and even do it with zero closing costs and no appraisal. Rates have plummeted to the lowest point in nearly 12 months, and it's time to say goodbye to that bad loan you got stuck with. Loan Pronto's got APRs with fixed rates in the 5s. So don't live with that record high a day longer. You can lock in a lower rate now with virtually no paperwork or cost involved. Call now and see how much lower you can get your house payment. Refi now, and you can even skip your next 2 house payments altogether. Call for a free 30-second quote, 904-999-1508. At loanpronto.com, you can find out more. 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Your resolution is to improve your golf game, you'll want to consider Hidden Hills Golf Club's annual range membership. One low price gives you 12 months of unlimited access to our Bermuda Grass Complex. Visit hiddenhillsgc.com.
Let me get this thing unwrapped here.
Duval! Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. Johns County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course,
oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
The Florida Forum welcomes tech entrepreneur and philanthropist Steve Wozniak, January 17th. Funds will be raised for a Kids Care Mobile ICU, a neonatal and pediatric critical care transport vehicle. Kids Care vehicles and helicopters safely transport more than 2,200 infants and children a year to Wolfson Children's Hospital. To get your tickets, click thefloridaforum.com or call 202-2886, 202-2886.
Brackish Vodka, a Jacksonville-produced and distilled gluten-free corn-based vodka. This is the smoothest vodka you'll ever have. And because it's mineral salt filtered after being distilled 5 times, you'll get the smoothest vodka on the market. And it's made right here in Duval County. When you drink this gluten-free Brackish Vodka, you're supporting a local business and not just some business based out of Texas. Taste why 9 out of 10 people pick Brackish Vodka in the blind taste test. Drink like a local, drink like your boy. Drink Brackish Vodka. Come on, somebody.
Men, suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE? Frustrated taking pills that don't work? Here's a message from Prime Men's Medical Center.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough treatments with men lasting longer than ever without pain or surgery.
Call now. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results right in the office. Call Prime Men's Medical Center now. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying. They can also signal a major problem or electrical emergency. So leave it to the pros and Mr. Sparky.
888 888 Sparky.
Your on-time electrician, Mr. Sparky of the First Coast.
David here with Royal Pest Services. Here's a special message from our president.
Thanks, David. This is Jordan Harrington, president of Royal Pest Services. We'd like to thank everyone who has trusted Royal Pest for their pest control needs this year. Wishing all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from the Royal Pest family.
This is Dr. Steve Crenshaw, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
I'm Sam Nelson. Jag head coach Doug Peterson is already looking ahead to the important game with the Titans.
I think our guys really thrive on these situations, and that's okay. It's a great opportunity for our organization, for our franchise. We got to go play another good football team on the road.
Offensive lineman Cam Robinson expressed his excitement about being back on the field.
I feel good that we get back out there and just kind of run around, fly around a little bit. Still got stuff we need to get better on, still stuff I need to keep working on, but that'll come.
The Jags may soon get an important offensive piece back soon. Head coach Doug Peterson said wide receiver Christian Kirk could be back on the practice field as early as Wednesday. That's your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar update. I'm Sam Nelson on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
The home run! Touchdown! A monster jam!
They make the plays on and off the field. Now get ready for the Lockett Law High School Report. Brought to you by Lockett Law. Know before you blow.
All right, like a champion, even during winter break, E comes through with guests galore for us. Thank you, E.
Accent on champion.
Yeah. And we're talking champions, right?
Yes.
Middleburg.
That's correct.
The Lady Broncos, state champs in volleyball, led by head coach Meredith Forkham. Now, it's interesting. They have a girl on the team named Brooke Forkham.
Mm-hmm.
No relation. Just kidding. So Brooke is here, and Connor Ron, with an N, also here.
And I learned that Connor Ron goes like all Lionel Messi during the games. Because I said one of the fascinating plays in volleyball for me is when they just get it. Because in volleyball, who knew you can just get it over the net any way you can.
So you can just throw your foot,
right?
kick
You
it
can
over,
kick it or head it or bounce it.
Now, why do you do that, Connor?
Yeah. See, E, you see what I bring?
You dive, and it's just the only part of the body that can get to the ball.
Yeah.
It just happens sometimes.
She's sheepish about it. Apparently, she does it all the time. They told me.
Isn't that a good quality to have in volleyball?
Yeah.
Adaptability.
That's not what you want to be known for?
No.
She's going to Tampa, by the way. She's a senior in Middleburg.
They won a state title, man.
Fantastic.
First ever in Middleburg history, and
a proud program, tradition.
Great program, and led by Carrie Pruitt for a lot of years. And then Coach Forkham came over. First year, wins it all.
First year, it's easy. That easy, huh?
What do you do for an encore?
Yeah.
Now, what's it like playing for
your mother,
mom?
It's pretty unreal.
Yeah,
that could take a lot of connotations there.
Is she harder on you than others, or is she? How is she as you know? Because she becomes coach when you go there versus mom.
She's pretty good at balancing it. She treats me the same.
I was always so mean to my sons.
Yeah,
so mean, such a jerk.
Maybe she's better than they were.
Well,
you know
she
what
won
I'm
a
saying?
state title.
Yeah,
We got to like the semifinals of some flag football.
I
tournament.
literally left one of my son's baseball games after he struck out. So that's how I rolled.
It's bad. Guys are worse.
I wasn't leaving because he struck out. I was leaving because he slammed his bat, and I came back.
Now tell me why you decided to go to Tampa.
I love the coaches a lot.
Okay.
And the players, they all had a really good relationship with each other. And
Okay.
That was something I was really excited about.
Now I should ask you guys. Tell us your positions. What you play. You're both tall girls. I'm assuming you play up front and you spike the heck out of the volleyball. Is that correct?
Yes.
So what is your quote position?
Oh, I play a little bit of right side and outside.
Right side and outside. How about you, Connor?
I'm an outside.
She's an outside. Who's the libero? How about that?
Morgan Paget.
Yeah, shout
Good
out
for her.
to the libero.
I'm a big fan of the libero.
You know what the libero is?
Of course I do.
You do?
Anyway, when did you guys get an ink? Did you have a great year? I mean, pardon my ignorance on the 2022 volleyball season, but did you have the kind of year in 2022? Came back, you're a senior. You're getting. Did y'all, have dreams of winning state, or did it just kind of manifest itself that way? I mean, was that the goal when you started? Did you think realistically you could be state champion? Either, both, definitely for sure one of you.
We went to a camp at the University of Florida this summer,
Uh-huh.
and as soon as I saw us all play together, I kind of knew, like, wow, we're really good.
Wow. And a new coach, too. I mean, what was the 2022 season like? Were you a playoff team even? Or?
We won district.
Okay, so you were.
They're always good.
But you didn't. I mean, they've always been good.
Yeah.
They've never won a state until this
Yeah.
year. So I guess what I'm trying to say, was this a magic carpet ride? Was it like just a joyous shock to everyone? Like, or, was it expected?
And what match was the big one that got you over the hump? Not besides the state finals. Was there one that was going to be a tough one because you swept the state championship? So was there a tougher match going in or no?
I think Merritt Island was honestly better than Barron Collier.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Hey, listen, I've got an idea here, Pras. I got some things cooking in my head here with this with Coach Forkham. She goes and takes over for Carrie Prude, who's a great coach, built the program, right, and put them over the hump. Maybe we should send her to Gainesville.
Coach football.
No.
I'd give her Billy Napier's job. I promise you'll win as many games.
No.
Year one.
I would like a natty in volleyball. I'd like to get the shirt.
Mary Wise been there a long time, but when she gets to 38 years, we'll send you down there. How about that?
All right.
Mary's got to be 30, doesn't she? How many years has Mary Wise been there?
Oh, yeah. Forever.
Sounds like 38
I mean,
the year you slide him in.
Coach Wise, you've seen her down the right. I mean, if you go to the volleyball camp at Florida, you know what that's all about, man. They got a great team. They had injuries this year. They could have won it all. They had terrible injuries. So tell me about the state championship. You've been on the brink before. You're there. You're playing Naples, Barron Collier. Were you confident? Were you nervous? What was it like going into the game? We'll start with Connor.
I don't want to sound cocky, but I was pretty confident.
You're confident. It's okay.
Just seeing how we'd played against all the other teams this year, we stayed on
Mhm.
top of everyone pretty well.
Mhm.
We maintained our energy.
Mhm.
And I don't know, we dropped a set against Merritt Island, but I wasn't ever really worried. I just knew that we'd come back.
Okay. And how about you? How are you guys feeling going into that?
We were having our dance parties before the game.
Oh, because you were loose. You were loose and ready to roll.
Yeah, so I feel like that got us in the
So I guess
mood to
what I'm
go
saying,
win.
there wasn't an enormity of pressure on
Yeah, it
this
doesn't
team
sound
like we
like it.
haven't, we just have never won. We've gotten here before, but we've never won. You didn't feel that at all.
I feel like I'm talking to Trinity Christian football. Like they
I
knew
know.
when the season started they were going to
Yeah.
win. The way
Yeah.
this is gone to be the program's first.
Yeah.
It's
We're just having fun.
Having fun.
Wow.
Well, they both had outstanding matches. What do I got here? And by the way, I guess your little sister did pretty good. Connor, 25 kills. Now, kills are what? You jump up and smash the ball and kill someone?
Yeah.
So actually 25 people on the other team died?
Oh, no.
No. What are kills?
When it hits the floor.
Oh, so you just a spike. Boom. I just got that one. And then you had double-digit kills as well. So that's a good thing. You guys were totally in control of that. Now, what wisdom do you impart on the team as you leave and head to Tampa? What is your message to your sister and to your friend and to the program?
To just have fun
Mhm.
and love each other because it goes by a lot faster than.
That's the truth. Yeah. How about you? What are you thinking about? Can you repeat this year?
I think we have a chance to, but
Mhm.
we're definitely going to have to step up losing Connor.
What? Right. What? So in the off season, you guys play club volleyball, I'm assuming. Where do you play club volleyball?
I play at Jacksonville Skyline.
Uh-huh. And who do you?
OTVA.
Okay. Do you play against each other at times?
We're in different age groups.
Oh, okay. So you don't really play against
No.
each other? All right. That would be fun.
Do
to
either
watch.
one of you dream of one day being a libero?
I do love passing.
See,
Okay.
she does.
Nice.
She does love passing as a libero. Who's the better server between you two?
I think Brooke had a lot of aces this year.
Oh, yeah?
We played one game, she got like 10 in a row.
Wow.
Really?
We
That's
both
awesome.
did.
Now,
I don't believe liberos get to serve, so that'd be a problem.
oh yes,
They
they
serve
do.
a little bit.
Oh, they do.
A little bit.
Okay.
Now, do you have that so you must have that jump serve thing down pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah. Huh?
We both do.
You both do?
Yes.
All right. Who won the women's national championship in college volleyball this year? It just
Tex-
happened.
Texas.
Did you go to it? It was in
I
Tampa,
did.
wasn't it?
Mhm.
You did.
I did.
Did you go?
No, sir.
All right. So what was that like?
It was crazy. I
Yeah.
was not expecting Nebraska to get swept by them.
Yeah.
Nebraska, they did that. You
They had
were
90,000.
You were off that week,
Yeah.
but we talked about it here. Yeah, they did the whole, and it was the whole state. It was Nebraska, it was Creighton, it was like a D1 and a high school, a D3 and a high school. But yeah, 90,000 watching them play volleyball.
If Florida played Nebraska in the swamp,
they get a lot, 60 grand maybe.
I don't know if they'd get 60, but I bet
Does
they
Florida
get
sell
30 or
out?
40. They have good crowds.
Florida at one point was really good in ball. Are they still?
Yes, they could have won it all this year. They beat everybody at the beginning of the year, but their best player got hurt.
Okay.
And then 2 more ladies got hurt, and then they were toast. They didn't get out of the
same as any sport. Yeah.
But it was a hard. I mean, like they were I thought this was going to be her year. Am I wrong here? Yeah. Don't they have a really good player who's might have been the libero? I don't know. The first girl got hurt.
Damn, the libero back again.
Setter?
The setter.
It was a setter.
Yes.
Yeah.
The setter. Who's your setter, by the way?
Olivia Calipo.
Shout out Olivia. Now, last thing was
what about the libero? Who's the libero?
We did her already.
We did?
Didn't
we
you
know
say
her name?
the libero?
Oh,
yeah.
you said her name?
Yeah, she said her name.
That's the thing about the libero. Forgettable position.
Yeah, it's not. You have to wear a different jersey.
I forgot
too,
already. That's what my point is.
When the libero checks in, do they have to do like this, like a
Yeah,
tackle?
I know.
Like they're tackle eligible?
Yeah.
I'm kidding. What is your favorite class at Middleburg High School? Shout out to your favorite teacher. Who is it?
Miss Matthews, AP Bio.
Oh, look at AP Bio. Listen.
Man.
Yeah,
I would have said gym class.
Hard
You don't take that
classes,
out there?
recess. What do you have?
I've taken Miss Evans' class for the past 3 years.
Oh.
She's a math teacher.
So it must be one of
Miss
your
Evans.
favorites. Then. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, congratulations. Go repeat.
Yeah.
Clay County's
Good luck
first
down
state
in
champion.
Tampa.
Now, listen, I'm looking at this list of area state champs. I mean, we don't have Middleburg in 23. We had Kenny in 20.
For volleyball?
Ponte Vedra in 20, yeah. Ponte Vedra in 19. Christchurch, Ponte Vedra, Kenny, Nice, Bishop Kenny, Bowles, Fletcher, and Sandalwood. Sandalwood won in 79. So there's a long storied history, but it's great to see Middleburg up there because I know you guys have been so good for so long. And having grown up out there, it must have meant something. Last thing, what did winning it all mean to you? Like, what was when the final, who got the last kill? Brooke. When the final kill went down for the victory, what was that moment like?
It was crazy. I honestly couldn't believe we just did that.
Yeah. And what was it like for you knowing that's your last high school volleyball match?
I just rushed to Camden, and I was like...
Sisters.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it was my last time playing with her.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Congratulations to you guys. Middleburg Volleyball, it's a Lockett Law High School report. Thanks to Lee Lockett. Know before you blow. And we'll keep
Thanks
it
for
rolling.
the long drive in.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all. Congratulations and good luck again next year. And Coach is here and Mom in studio with them too. So
congrats to y'all.
Congrats to you as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is The Drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. You can find 1010XL on any social media platform: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. At 1010XL.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry, this free examination, normally $199, is yours for free and good only through Sunday. For your free examination, call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Call now.
Get into your comfort zone career at AC Designs. We're hiring certified HVAC technicians and offering up to $2,000 in sign-on bonuses, paid time off, and paid holidays. Voted Jacksonville's best AC and heating company. We're the family-owned business you can call home. Join our team with paid health benefits, 401k matching, competitive pay, and more. Apply online at acdesignsinc.net/careers.
Hey, when it comes to insurance, folks like me think this. Man, we make payments every month, right? So if something happens, we need you. You need to be there. And that's exactly what the Kaproskis do. This husband and wife team have teamed up to take care of all of our insurance needs. And when I say take care, I mean it. You call the Kaproskis, Greg and Chris call you back. It's called customer service. And the Kaproskis don't take it lightly. If you need homeowners, auto, flood, boat insurance, small business, the Kaproskis will be there for you at your time of need. How do I know? Because they helped me and my family. They've done it numerous times. So get an insurance checkup. They're easy to get a hold of. Craig.Kaproski at goosehead.com. Craig.Kaproski, Koproski at goosehead.com, or call them 478-8422, 478-8422. Craig and Chris Kaproski are part of the Goosehead Insurance family, and they're part of our family, too.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey folks, Hicken here. Now that your kids and grandkids have gone home and the decorations are coming down, I bet you can see it's time to get those carpets and sofas cleaned. I'm telling you, give Zero Res a try if you haven't already. They clean the carpets, the sofa, the chairs, the area rugs, and even the tile and grout. Google them. More than 5,000 five-star customer reviews. And right now, 20% off carpet cleanings, 20% off upholstery. Zero Res. You spell it forward, you spell it backwards. Zero Res is the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Hey, it's Carline here for QC Kinetics. Don't go through another year with that awful joint pain. Call QC Kinetics right now and make 2024 the year you are getting back to living normal life again. QC Kinetics can give you your life back. 2 great locations, Mandarin and Ponte Vedra. Give them a call at 904-274-5522. Again, 274-5522. They are the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. These are all natural treatments that can repair and restore that damaged tissue, giving you pain-free movement again. QC Kinetics has tens of thousands of satisfied patients around the country. People who had knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain, who were able to get lasting relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. Again, Mandarin and Ponte Vedra. Give them a call, 904-274-5522. That's QC Kinetics, 274-5522.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
Who's the only person to walk in space and also visit the Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the ocean?
How long has it been since you compared homeowners' insurance rates? Log on to southernoak.com to get an instant quote or find an agent near you.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
NASA astronaut Catherine Sullivan is the only person so far who has spacewalked and has traveled to the Mariana Trench.
Southern Oak Insurance, our family protecting yours.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Southern Oak Insurance. FSU's Mike Norville appreciated the effort put out by those who suited up to play in the Orange Bowl.
You know, for the guys that played and this was their last game, I mean, what warriors. There's a good number of guys that battled. It was a special group of young men that I had the opportunity to coach this season.
Florida State football received some huge news on the recruiting trail as Oregon State Beaver quarterback transfer DJ Uwe Unger-Ole announced he'd be finishing his career with the Seminoles. Despite winning the Orange Bowl, Georgia head coach Kirby Smart had a message for the College Football Playoff Selection Committee.
And they need to fix this. It needs to be fixed because it's really unfortunate for those kids on that sideline that had to play in that game that didn't have their full arsenal.
That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
At 9:08, it is 44 degrees time and temp, brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Gookin Nation. It's another hour with Duval's Big Dogs of Sports Media. Dan Hicken.
Yes.
Jeff Prosser.
Blah, blah, freaking blah.
And E to the T.
E.T. is the GOAT producer.
I mean, shout out to Sammy Nelson on that update as he attacked DJ Ugalele, or however you say his last name, with a bravado and a passion unlike any other. Great job, Sam. I got no problem with that. I still don't know how to say his name, so maybe perhaps at one point I'll learn as he decides that he's going to go play his last year of football at Florida State University. Before we go any further,
Uiagalelei.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to need 60 seconds here on the clock. I've got to take care of something.
All right.
If you may indulge me here for 60 seconds.
60
Jeffrey.
seconds on the clock.
Just 60 seconds?
Yes. 56, 55. This Georgia Bulldog Report is brought to you by our friend Lee Baggs. The Georgia Bulldogs flexed their muscle and proved that maybe they are one of the best. No, they didn't maybe. They are one of the best 4 teams in the country when they went out on Saturday and dismantled the Florida State Seminoles. They didn't just hang around with them. No, they took care of business like nobody else. Carson Beck only needed to play 30 minutes. The Bulldogs showed off all their different playmakers. They showed off all their 5-star kids. They showed off all their football players. They outcoached, outperformed, outsmashed the Florida State Seminoles and beat them by a final score of 63-3 in an impressive, biggest rout in Orange Bowl history in front of a raucous Bulldog nation, and just one loss in the last 3 years. Georgia proving that they are one of the best teams in the country. That's your Georgia Bulldog Report, brought to you by Lee Baggs.
What just happened?
He just asked me for 60 seconds.
I charged him some money.
I mean,
I sold it.
The genuine excitement and
Yeah.
joy you had from spouting all that Georgia superlative was
So
uncomfortable.
it was 49-3 at the half. No, 42-3. And I was watching the game with some Georgia fans and a couple FSU fans. And we made a bet on the Georgia scoring. He said 66. I said, they're not getting a 66.
Okay. Well, they didn't, did they?
They didn't.
So why'd you have to pay the bet?
But then I didn't. He asked me, he goes, well, why don't you ever talk about Georgia nicely? I go, that's not true. I talk about Georgia nicely all the time. I just proved that to our friend Lee Baggs. Shout out. So there you go.
We each had contending professional teams make trades this weekend.
Yeah, I know.
So I'll grade yours and you grade mine.
Okay.
We'll start with mine. It's a little bigger boy.
Talking about your baseball trade?
Yeah, the Braves.
I
Vaughn
think
Grissom for Chris Sale.
It's a great trade because you're not losing. There's nothing to lose, and if Sale can somehow stay healthy, he can provide. He probably still has something in the tank, and he can be a 3rd, 4th, 5th guy for you in the rotation, and can help you.
Yeah.
So if he goes out in spring training and explodes his arm, well, that stinks.
I don't like it at all. And I don't know how many times we got to ride a broken down pitcher who's going to suddenly be healthy. We did this with Soroka for 4 years, Dan.
You don't like it.
This guy's Sale isn't healthy, and when he was, he threw to a 4.23.
Yeah.
I mean, Vaughn Grissom is a movable piece, man.
Yeah,
I mean, you got him under control with it.
Yeah.
Let's bide our time. Here's why I don't like Sale.
Uh-huh.
Dude's going to not make it through the year. His arm's going to go out. It does every time.
Yeah, but what if he gives you 10 quality starts?
I love that if I sign him as a free agent. I'm giving up probably our most valuable trade piece. That's why.
You think so? You think he's a good player? You think Vaughn Grissom is going to be
I'm still enamored with him stepping up when he had to and performing.
But he had every opportunity to win the
This year
shortstop
couldn't
job,
do it.
and
But
he
he's
couldn't
only
do it.
22,
Yeah.
he's 23.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But now I will say this. I read a column where somebody now says this gives the Braves the best rotation in baseball. It's like, this isn't 2012 Chris Sale.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Sale has just been on the shelf for the last really 3 years. I know they're telling me he pitched X amount of games last year, but I mean, if you're pitching to an ERA over 4, bro, and you're counting on that being like the big upgrade for you. Now, we'll say this: if Sale is healthy and you add another lefty to go with Strider and Morton on the right hand side and some of those young guys, but I will say this: way too much has been made of the Dodgers and the money they spend and them separating. They are not separate from anybody. The Dodgers are no clear favorite to win the National League. The Braves and other teams will have more than enough for them when time comes. And Sale does in a short series now. That's different.
I think the best move by the Braves this offseason, very hidden move, is signing one of these bullpen guys that you signed who had the best WAR in baseball last year, better than Josh Hader. And so you gave him a 3-year deal.
Is that Bummer or which one?
No, it's is there a Lopez?
Yeah, Lopez.
Did you sign a Lopez?
Reynaldo Lopez?
Yeah. I'm like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I'm looking at all the available because I'm still waiting on the Mets to do
God,
something.
they've done nothing, have they?
But I'm looking at all the bullpen guys, and we signed all the guys who have a -1 WAR.
Yeah.
And maybe one of them sorts out and is good, because bullpen guys are year to year. But you sign guys who have good WARs. And so I'm like, well, more advantage to a team that's already better than us. So that doesn't excite me at all. And
I'm
it kinda
shocked
made
that the
me
Mets. Is
disappointed.
there anyone left? I mean, what
Yeah,
is the
there's
dream?
lots to do.
What's the dream scenario now for a Mets fan that the biggest of the names are gone?
Well, you got to sign the other Japanese pitcher. You probably want
Okay.
to get him,
He's
but there's no guarantee on that. You've got, to me, if you're the Mets, you've got to still got to add 2 more arms as starters, potential starters, and a bat.
Who are those starters that are? We got Sale and I've shut it down.
Yeah, I mean,
Is
there's
it just who's there? Anyone? Is it?
Yeah,
is Flaherty there?
No, there's guys. There's just guys,
Yeah,
but that's
just
all
guys.
you're going to
Yeah,
get.
yeah, I hear
You went all in on Yamamoto, which I'm okay with not going all in on. Well, there's Snell and Montgomery, but you're not. The Mets aren't going after those guys.
I wouldn't.
They're not
either.
going to pay.
Snell is the most overrated player in pro sports, dude.
2-time Cy Young Award.
Yeah, it's two gracious gifts of Cy Youngs because if you're a starter and you can't go more than 6 innings,
Yeah.
you're not the Cy Young. I'm sorry. I'll take
Yeah.
a guy with a higher ERA
Yeah.
who's giving me some innings and some outs.
Yeah,
That's me.
I don't know. Like Giolito was out there and he went to the Red Sox. That's what got the Mets fans. And again, do you pay $38 million for that guy when he pitched last year?
I
At
know.
the end, he wasn't very good.
Yeah.
I mean, you just
is he
gotta-
the one that got traded to the Dodgers and then or the Angels and then
yes.
just melted down?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
he went again. Did he end
Did
up
win
with the
again.
Guardians though? Or
And then then he went. He ended up with like another 2 teams after
yeah,
that.
Yeah. So I mean, again, you gotta do something. I mean, we're not good enough. And then your thoughts on
OG
Anunoby?
Yeah, I don't think Anunoby is like a big name. I think for your team, I've never been an RJ Barrett guy. So to me, you got a little bit of addition by subtraction. I was surprised that you included Quickly in the deal because I think he's been kind of a nice change up insurance piece for you, a guy who could go for 30 on any given night. But Anunoby gives the Knicks something that they don't have a lot of, which is that he gives them a legit lockdown perimeter defender against like the big boys of the league. And by that I mean the dudes that stand 6'5" to 6'9". You know, he gives you a guy who legitimately is as good as anyone and
plays defense.
Yeah, and you're also going to look. Do you really need Barrett's offensive intensity? Because between Brunson and Randall, those guys are shooting plenty of balls,
right?
And they're good players and they're good scorers,
right?
So yeah, I think it's a nice move. I think the Knicks are sneaky. I think they're sneaky dangerous.
Be interesting to see if they did. They all say there's going to be another move, and it'll be interesting to see if
Talking
they
about
do
my
it.
guy, weren't you?
Yeah, DeJounte
Murray.
There's some talk about it. They didn't lose any of it. They only gave up a second-round pick, so that's why I think they included Quickly. And I guess Quickly turned down a deal last year, and so he wants big money, and so the Knicks weren't prepared to give him that kind of money. I liked Quickly. I really respect RJ. He just wasn't quite good enough. They did beat the T-Wolves yesterday in Anunoby's first game, so that was exciting.
He had a good game, too.
Yeah, like 17, which is what he does.
He came from Toronto. He's like the poor man Siakam.
Yeah, the problem is, the only thing is, and apparently he wants to be in New York by all accounts, and there's a relation there, but he is a free agent at the end of this year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you got to sign him.
Ugh.
You know, you can't not sign him. So it'll be
Well, one other bit of NBA news. A lot of people don't realize this, but did you know the Hawks actually drafted Luka Doncic and then traded him?
They did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. That was kind of odd. Trae Young leads the league in assists. He gets just like, no, they hate him. Like he doesn't even get like fourth team anything.
It's weird.
It is weird.
He leads the league in assists?
Yes,
Wow.
every year.
Yeah.
He's got over 10 assists.
Yeah,
He's a league leader in assists.
I remember when assists used to be like a huge stat.
You're right.
Like, that's crazy.
Now it's all. I guess it's just all about the scoring. The NBA's up and down this year, man. I mean, if you're not paying attention, you might be surprised to look and see the Minnesota Timberwolves and Oklahoma City Thunder leading the West.
Yeah, and you also might be surprised that like the best new player out there to me is that Halliburton kid from Indiana.
Oh yeah, he started coming on last year.
Yeah, he had like 23 assists against the Knicks the other night.
He did 20 and 22 games in a row.
And he does it like without turning the ball over.
He had two games in a row. He had 20 and 0 turnovers.
Yeah. And the Celtics haven't lost at home yet.
But the Pacers are only 18
and
14.
the Pistons broke their streak.
Yeah.
Shout out Detroit.
I will say this. Do you watch any of the Van Pelt Sports Center when they do like winners? Have you ever seen that? He did with Stanford Steve.
No.
They pick games for the weekend, and Van Pelt does the college and NFL, and Stanford Steve, who does like some of their game day stuff, will throw in one. But he went off the board, and he said, put the Pistons on the money line Saturday night against Toronto.
Oh,
and they
he was
won.
right.
So he got one right there. You know, that Halliburton is one of those rare situations where maybe it's not that rare, but that was a good trade for both. Halliburton was with Sacramento, who has De'Aaron Fox. They don't need him.
Right.
And that Sabonis is a hell of a player, too.
Yeah.
all-star.
Indy traded Sabonis for Halliburton. It's worked out perfect. They each needed that. And they're both very good teams. They're both about 18, 19, and 14 in the middle of the pack in their conferences. So
the Lakers, once again, will just be a team.
Yeah, E doesn't like to hear you say
that's
that.
a
They're
shot, bro.
They're a 500 team. They're insignificant.
I got a Laker jersey for Christmas.
You did?
Yeah.
Well, the Hawks have won.
How about the Vince Carter shirt? Did you wear that?
My Laker jersey fits.
The Hawks have won. The Hawks have won one in a row.
Can I get the $50 back?
The Hawks have won one in a row, so we're excited to be within a game of the Bulls for the 10th spot. To get into that. Then all we got to do is beat the 9 and then the 7-8 loser, and we're in.
Yeah. Well,
which would include the Knicks, by the way, down there now at 18 and 15. You're now in the 8 hole.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Cleveland too. I thought Cleveland was supposed to be good. They're already talking about trading Donovan Mitchell. Is things gone wrong there?
I guess they're just not.
It's not what they thought, and the price tag, and
I don't know. I don't know who the Knicks are going to get, but I think they're going to get one more person, and we'll see. But hopefully they get somebody, because I don't think. Obviously, they're still not good enough to. Again, you want to chase. There's a lot of good teams in the East. I mean, Orlando, Miami, Indiana, Cleveland, New York are all good teams.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But they're not great teams. The Celtics, the Bucks, and maybe the Sixers.
And there's also
Sixers are right, but capable.
There's also this which is odd from the East. And with all due harassment of my ball club.
Yes.
Both Atlanta and Toronto can get you. They're both 6 or 7 under, but like Atlanta and Toronto can beat Milwaukee and Boston and Philly and some of the great, the good teams. So yeah, my team's weird too. They beat good teams, lose to bad. I don't know what to tell you. I hate them. I do. I hate them.
You do.
I hate them bad. All right, college football playoffs last night. They go to the undefeateds, and I think most thought the one-loss teams would win.
By the way, again, let me remind everybody when with the discussion, well, how come Michigan and Washington weren't under the microscope? Well, they were undefeated like FSU. They haven't done much. Well, they both won their games.
I could also use that as an argument of that's exactly why FSU should have been in.
No
Because
question.
those are two undefeateds that people didn't, quote, believe in.
I think if I was FSU fan, whether they weren't, I still don't think they're one of the best four. I think they deserve to be in. I don't think they're one of the best four. But I will say this. I'll make it crystal clear. If they had Jordan Travis, I think they could have won the whole thing.
I agree with that, and I
don't know if they would have, but they could have.
And I not just for argument's sake, I really, really disagree strongly with just the assertion that they're not one of the best four. I think you take it away from that defense, and I watching. I didn't see. Now Washington probably would have been a worse matchup for them. I think they could play with Michigan in their current state. Now, not the state that they took into the Georgia game. Like Georgia's.
No. But again, you're telling me that you think FSU with Tate Rodemaker was going to beat Michigan.
I'm telling you that they could have beat Michigan.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. That's fine. And that's the thing. We'll never know.
Right.
It's unfortunate, but again,
because
if
again,
you put
it wouldn't
FSU
be like they'd have to win 10-7, Dan,
Sure.
or 10-9. That's what I'm banking.
Oh, yeah.
I'm banking on them beating them like Oklahoma beat FSU.
Yeah.
Right? In that national title game. There was no business beating FSU. FSU was a big favorite. Oklahoma had not much offense.
Yeah, 13-2.
Yeah, beat them with defense.
Yeah, they did.
And so it's just unfair. Again, it's not just that FSU has 21 more players, but they've got 3 of those 21 who you might find in first rounds of NFL mock drafts. So they're very good in other places. It wasn't just they're not Jaden Daniels and LSU like him and then nothing else. They played defense this year. And
Who's playing quarterback for Miami next year?
Miami Hurricanes? Are they in the portal? I mean, what are they doing? I mean,
they tried to get the Ward kid. They tried to get.
Van Dyke's leaving.
They tried to get KJ Jefferson. He's going to UCF.
Boy, you're losing players to UCF, huh? Is that where we're at? I mean, and not this isn't a Miami. I'm just saying in general. I saw KJ Jefferson's QBR over his career 70.
Is that good?
Really high? Yeah, for the QBR number, that's really high.
Yeah.
A Gator fan will tell you he's freaking Cam Newton. Billy Napier thinks KJ Jefferson's By the way, good luck against UCF now and get round 2.
Oh, they better.
Yeah. Just if I'm UCF, by the way, I put on the Arkansas tape and I say, just go beat these,
Yeah, you got to run.
Dumbos with just the same play.
Yeah.
Boy, Florida's offseason just gets worse and worse, Hick.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's getting worse and worse. I think it's, I think they'll add more to the transfer portal, and hopefully the players they get in are better than the ones who started on a lousy team last year. But I don't know. They've made some moves. We'll see if the OC comes in. Now, Liberty's season is over. There was a lot of rumor about Willie Korn being the new OC. Listen, the OC problem is far less to me than the special teams problem. But, I mean, I thought Napier, was okay calling plays there towards the end. I mean, I didn't think it was that bad. So that's not the biggest issue to me. There are a lot of issues that need to be fixed, though, obviously, down there. But the whole thing is he's got to win this year. It's real simple. It's not that complicated. If he doesn't win, he ain't going to be there. So.
I feel like I can sense, I can look forward to feeling like I feel with the Jaguars team right now, and we had a GM who refused to make us better in the offseason.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting here with Billy Napier, and I don't feel like we're better. I feel like we may, because of youth and turnover, take a step further back next year. And I just don't know if this guy understands that that's not his timeline. He can't, at some point you got to be a little desperate. And I know he's comfortable with the, the job that he's been given and the support that he has. Yeah, he's kidding himself if he thinks he can go out there and go 4-8.
Oh, yeah, he can't.
I just feel like I feel worse. I mean, I feel like I don't feel we're any better. That's tough when you're already 5-7.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And that doesn't mean I'm right, by the way, but.
We'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll rock and roll and do the last segment. It's
maybe see what's trending.
Tuesday here on the Drill.
See what else is going on. It's Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. Big toys for big boys. So much more. You can count on Catlin. They're rebel yelling over their Catlin Truck Accessories after that big Peach Bowl win. Over Penn State for Ole Miss, but when it comes to you can just count on the truck accessories. No one does it better. Take it from Truck Guy and that roll and lock bed cover. It's Catlin Truck Accessories.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry, this free examination, normally $199, is yours for free and good only through Sunday. For your free examination, call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Call now.
Hi, this is Dale Murray from South Georgia to Central Florida and coast to coast. The Murray Ford Superstores are still putting the customers first and cranking out the deals those big city dealers can't touch. It's no wonder everybody's driving to Murray Ford Superstore to purchase their new vehicle. It's simple. If Murray Ford Superstores doesn't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Plus, you get a 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified new and pre-owned vehicle. Shazam! Holy Jesus Aruba Batman, how do we do it? There's no reason for your purchase to take all day, running around with those big city dealers and being flim-flammed with those big city prices. Nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. And we'll trade anything from aluminum cans to minivans. Be American, buy Murray Ford Superstore. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray, in Stark or Kingsland. I'll be waiting for you. And remember, at any Murray Superstore, it's all about you. Shazam!
Hey folks, Hicken here. Now that your kids and grandkids have gone home and the decorations are coming down, I bet you can see it's time to get those carpets and sofas cleaned. I'm telling you, give Zero Res a try if you haven't already. They clean the carpets, the sofa, the chairs, the area rugs, and even the tile and grout. Google them. More than 5,000 five-star customer reviews. And right now, 20% off carpet cleanings, 20% off upholstery. Zero Res. You spell it forward, you spell it backwards. Zero Res. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
A judge has a gavel. I've got a hammer. I'm Hayes Carlian. It's Hammer Time with Hayes. Weekdays on The Frangie Show on 1010XL. Brought to you by Golden Hammer Roofing and Gutters, the golden standard in roofing.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
W's and L's are what it's all about in football season, and you know you want to be a winner. Well, don't forget about calling Florida Home AC at 777-4300 before all your friends come over and that AC or heating unit conks out. You'll have that L on your forehead, and that sticks. Make sure your AC can handle the heat and invite the gang over for a win. Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, with prompt and quick service to make sure you stay cool in the heat and warm in the winter.
Yo, it's your boy E to the T. And check this out. I know you're not walking past 100 on the ground, so why are you walking past a chance to get this easy cash with MyBookie? MyBookie has the biggest online selection of odds and contests to fill your sports betting needs anytime, anywhere. So you can turn that sports knowledge into straight cash, homie. You can bet on the NFL every week, and you're going to absolutely love betting on bowl games. Or play for a share of big cash prizes in the weekly blackjack tournaments. If you've been waiting on the right time to get in on the action, the holidays are here, and that's the right time, my boy. Make your winning move today. Sign up at MyBookie and use promo code 1010XL and claim your deposit match redeemable up to $1,000. Again, that's promo code 1010XL to claim your bonus. Experience the thrill of sports betting right from the crib. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Come on, somebody.
Whether you're undertaking a major home renovation or just a simple repair request, American Electrical is your 5-star Jacksonville-based electrician to get the work done right. Experienced design building department working seamlessly with their electrical contracting department to help you create beautiful lighting spaces and electrical plans that make your house flow. And remember, with American Electrical, it's wired right at a fair price. Call American Electric at 737-7770. Look for that red, white, and blue eagle on the side of their truck, and you'll know it's American Electrical.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari at Bari Orthopedics.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Man, I tell you what, I was working New Year's Eve on Sunday, and I gotta say, man, I was at work, so I had the TVs on, I had the football game on one channel, but on the other channel, I had this Nashville rockin' New Year's Eve. And if you like country music,
2 years ago.
I mean, I stayed up till 1 a.m. I was rocking and rolling with Leonard Skinnard.
Sunday night.
Yeah, whatever New Year's Eve was. Yeah, Sunday night. It was great, man. It was
good for you. I was asleep by 10:30.
I got to say, I enjoyed it a lot more than I enjoyed, Dick Clark. Well, I don't think he's with us anymore.
I was watching the Packers because of the Friday 5-pack wagers, which takes us to the uncomfortable portion of the program here. We just alert the affiliates, the listeners, the Googans on where things stand.
It's over.
Yeah, Dan is going to warm up that right arm. He'll spin not once but twice. Befuddled by the sack bet, the Jags just went crashing in 6 times on Sunday. So, I mean, obviously, I nailed that bet. They're going to end up with 40-something.
Yeah.
And then the 5-pack just fell too far behind. And I just a couple questions about this. Which stings more, the 5-pack because you have
I
such.
did the sack bet because it was 3-1 odds.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
I got to take that every time. I'll do it again next year. I mean,
for 35, I'll go ahead and do it again.
Huh?
I'll do it again for 35.
There's a
if you
lot
want.
that has to happen in the offseason. But I mean, if Balky hasn't learned his lesson now that we need more pass rushers.
The problem with Balky is he seems to not really be about making the team better in the offseason.
But
that's kind of
anyway,
a problem. But we'll see.
Yeah, no,
But loser on both. So yeah, the wheel's just gonna be fine. I guess Cat's gonna come in here all gleeful and joyous.
Yeah.
And now we just wait time. Now I just nervously wait. For me personally, I just nervously wait on March Madness and hope like heck I don't, I don't blow the bracket, and because I don't want to say anything.
Yeah.
I don't want to jinx myself in any way. This is not a brag. I mean, in some cases, it's just been because I haven't been last, not because I've won anything.
Right.
Well, I don't think I've spun since I ran that mile, have I?
Don't know.
Yeah. I don't think so. It's been a while, man. And I didn't like it. I like it that way.
Yeah, you haven't spun since I've been here.
There was a time, not that long ago this fall, where I honestly thought I was going to be spinning 4 times in January.
Man.
Right?
Excuse me.
I was getting very bad. I was getting crushed. I was at one point 12 behind Dan in the 5-pack.
Yeah, what's the lowest you've been?
I was -7, and they were like +8 or something, +6.
What a
I was
comeback.
getting killed. And then the sack bet, we had that 0-1 back-to-back, and I was below, projections, but somehow, thankfully.
I don't feel bad about the sack bet.
It was close. It was close the whole way.
I enjoyed it. It was. I don't like sort of rooting against the Jags in that respect. So that wasn't the fun part. But it was. I'd make that bet again. Like I said, I didn't feel.
Next
like,
year it should probably be 40.
Yeah. I don't know if
I will say this. Even getting to 35, I didn't see Josh Allen with a franchise record, and I did say this in fairness. Okay, it's not fair to say any of the following things. Well, that's the only play he makes in a game, or well, he didn't have many pressures, or well, he wasn't great in this and that. Trayvon Walker has 9 sacks. 9.
Yeah.
There is no but. He got 9 because here's why. We scream when they tell us he does everything else, but he doesn't get sacks.
Yeah.
Sacks are what matter. Dude's got 9.
Yeah. I'll say this, and I'll stand by this. The problem with having Trayvon Walker, and I'm happy that he got 9 sacks, and he's
may get 10.
He's a good football player. He really is. He's not as good as Hutch. And if we had Hutch the last 2 years, I don't know how much farther we could have gone, but maybe we could have been better.
Not as good a pass
these
rusher
2
for
years.
Yet.
Mm-hmm.
Not as good as Hutch yet.
The thing about watching Hutch the other night, though, did you see the move the other night when Hutch did the spin move?
Yeah, he got
It's like
moved,
Trayvon doesn't have those moves, man. And he spent last offseason, remember, trying to perfect those? Well, he didn't. He still he wins by just overpowering his guy and getting there.
Yeah. I think we would have been a much better football team, and Trayvon Walker would have had 7, 8, 9 sacks playing from inside and adding a veteran pass rusher on the outside.
Well, for
and
sure.
I think we would have had a heck of a team.
All that also true.
Yeah.
But my point is, for those of us that have killed the Trayvon Walker pick, he does have 9 sacks, and that matters even if you didn't do it.
Yes.
Now, look, Vic Beasley had a year. He had 16.5 sacks, and he got to the quarterback like 19 times. He just got him every time. I don't think Trayvon did that. I think he and Allen are okay. The interior guys underperform.
I think he's again, and you're right. I don't want to get in, but I think he's like 40-something in pressures.
That's what I mean.
47.
But if he's first in pressures and has 4 sacks, we say,
Correct.
Oh, so give me those 9 sacks and what they meant this year. All right, let's see what's trending. Brought to you by Pet Paradise. Listen, the holidays are through. Hopefully you got you got all your reservations for Pet Paradise taken care of ahead of time. There's no law says you can't go ahead and when you're planning out your year, make sure you're including Pet Paradise in everything that you do. Pet Paradise is the ultimate home away from home for your 4-leg family member. They also have 9 Northeast Florida locations. And so you get everything in the Pet Paradise location near you. All their needs under one roof, from a fresh cut and style to a space to play all day. To find your nearest location, go to petparadise.com.
Number 5.
First and foremost, man, prayers out to everybody out there in Japan, man.
Oh, man.
Powerful earthquake hit, and then it doubled back with a tsunami out there in New Year's Day, man. I tell you what, man.
Well, I'll triple that with a Japan airline plane carrying nearly 400 passengers bursting into flames after a collision. But they got most of them off. It says 5 crew members killed. But I mean, the plane itself is an inferno.
Sheesh.
Yeah, so It collided with a Coast Guard jet.
Yeah?
Yeah. So,
That's here. Where's that?
Japan.
Oh, in Japan. Oh. Because of the earthquake? No.
Collided with a Coast Guard jet.
They didn't have anything to do with each other, then. Yeah.
But all
Number
379 people on the plane managed to escape.
Bad day for Japan.
Despite the jet becoming fully engulfed. I mean, it's burning. It was, ugh.
Oh, this next one here, it really warmed my cockles.
Oh, yes.
Cannabis sales to reach $37 billion.
Cannabis?
Yep. In the next
I think 25 billion is in the bud zone on Sundays.
Number 3.
Oh, we didn't touch on this, man, but my boy got robbed on his birthday, man.
Who's that?
LeBron James.
What do you mean he got robbed?
So,
literally robbed?
Yeah, well, not literally. So there was a shot. Was it the shot where his foot was on the line?
Couldn't turn that over. Sorry.
Oh, man.
Too close.
It was extremely close. Very close. A 3-point shot, LeBron James.
I saw it. He was on the line, and then he said he wasn't.
He wasn't on the line.
He was on the line, bro. This is what's wrong with stands, man.
No,
they ruin it.
If anything, I'm not a stan.
You're a LeBron stan, brother.
I call LeBron out all the time. His foot wasn't.
His foot was on the line. It hit the line. They live out the part where he twists it to the right just a little bit before he puts that shot up. LeBron wants to talk about just what it looked like until that point. So,
Number 2.
The top and the worst 3 stadiums in NFL were released, gentlemen.
What now? The 3 worst?
The 3 worst and the 3 best.
Okay, give them to me.
At number 3 for the worst, Buffalo's Highmark.
Yeah,
they're getting a new one.
Getting a new one.
Number 2, FedEx Field.
Yeah, it's a dump.
And number 1 was MetLife. That was I thought number 2 would have been.
They hate MetLife because of the field. The players hate the field. So, but I've been to MetLife. I mean, I haven't been to MetLife in a lot of years. At the time, it was like a new stadium.
I enjoyed Kirk Cousins and his son shirtless doing the skull.
Yeah, that was interesting. Let me tell you what I didn't enjoy at the games. The ugliest owner in the league. I mean, this dude's butt ugly, this David Tepper. Okay, understand what I'm saying. Look, we're not all the most beautiful people in the world. This dude's a billionaire. He ought to be able to go to some sort of plastic surgeon, make him not so ugly.
Oh, dear.
But uglier on the inside.
Oh,
and he should be banned from returning to our stadium. The NFL should come down with some sort of punishment. But it's not really like owner quality to take a drink and to throw it on the fans.
Yeah,
I don't care what they're saying to you. They're the fans. You're the owner, okay? So
what were the 3 best?
It makes you maybe not like rich people. The way Tepper added.
Number 3 was a SoFi. Number 2, U.S. Bank.
Yeah.
And number 1 is Arrowhead.
Okay, so U.S. Bank.
Arrowhead?
That's what I say, Arrowhead.
That's crazy.
Right.
No, that's okay.
I like Arrowhead, but
no, it's not one of the better stadiums. It's still it's like Jackson needs replaced. What is U.S. Bank? Which one is that?
That's Minnesota.
Okay. That's where Hutch was, or where Kirk Cousins was.
This is a funny story that's trending on social media. So Carlos Boozer, he rented his house out for $95,000 a month to the one and only artist formerly known as Prince. So he just built this house. He bought it for $8 million, but this is while he was playing in Utah. He went back to Utah. He got hurt, so he wanted to go to his house. So he went to visit his house. Prince he changed all the decorations. He changed everything. The black rug. He said he spent over like $20,000 in renovating everything. Prince took all that out. He called Prince like, you know what, man, I'm going to sue you, this, that, and the third. Prince told him, hey, man, don't worry about it. Wired him a $500,000 check. Everything was smooth from there. Everything was smooth from there. $95,000 a month to rent out that house.
Wow.
And by the way, the Japanese plane hit the Coast Guard plane on the ground. That's why I thought it was... Could have been related to the earthquake. See what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
They weren't in the air. He was on the ground. So that's why I'm saying,
air.
was he taking off in the earthquake? But I didn't.
And that's what's true.
I'd rather just get laughed at. It's brought to you by Pet Paradise. Go to petparadise.com. Don't settle for the imitators. Go for the innovator with locations all over Jacksonville area, all over the Southeast. It's Pet Paradise and petparadise.com.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Some people call it X. What? Some still call it Twitter.
Okay, I got it.
Whatever you call it, it's the best place for up-to-the-minute Jags coverage from 1010XL.
Don't ignore plumbing leaks. They can lead to mold and mildew or structural damage and drain your wallet. So when you have a leak and can't wait a week, call Roland Reich Plumbing. PlumbingJacksonville.com.
Hello, Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Men, are you suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE? The medical providers at Prime Men's Medical Center offer breakthrough treatments that eliminate problems in the bedroom without pain or surgery. 98% of men see instant results on their first office visit. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Men are even lasting 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
But that's not all. For a limited time only, call Prime Men's Medical Center now, and your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. You'll see instant results right in the office. You'll even get a gift that enhances your performance in the bedroom. All this, worth hundreds of dollars, is free if you call now. 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
All right, gang, have you checked out Prize Picks yet? Prize Picks is the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. Just pick more or less on the statistical projections for maybe your favorite player or just players that you follow. You can mix and match different sports. Yeah, football's coming to an end. You got NBA, you got, NHL, you'll have Major League Baseball. And it's real simple. I mean, I guess I could tell you, say the Jags play this weekend, they could put a projected total of 240 yards for Trevor Lawrence passing yards. There's not a whole bunch of convoluted lineups. You decide. You're going over or under. And you don't have to play that one. You pick any one you want. It's just a really cool, different way to enjoy fantasy sports. You're not beating back 1,000, sharks and computer bots. So go to prizepicks.com/1010XL. Find out more. Use code 1010XL. You get a first deposit match of up to $100. prizepicks.com/1010XL. Use code 1010XL for your bonus.
This is former NFL quarterback David Garrard. If your knees have taken a beating and you're finally ready to do something about it, then let Southeast Orthopedic take a look. Come on, do your knees a favor.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
The Florida Forum welcomes tech entrepreneur and philanthropist Steve Wozniak, January 17th. Funds will be raised for a Kids Care Mobile ICU, a neonatal and pediatric critical care transport vehicle. Kids Care vehicles and helicopters safely transport more than 2,200 infants and children a year to Wolfson Children's Hospital. To get your tickets, click thefloridaforum.com or call 202-2886. 202-2886.
Kicking here for my friends at Nimnick Buick GMC. Want to wish you a joyful holiday season and a new year filled with many more miles together. Like, if you're tired of shopping these online dealers that overpromise and underdeliver, are you ready to sell or are you looking for a deal? Find your next used vehicle at Nimnick Buick GMC with Car Bravo. So easy to use. The #1 Car Bravo dealer in the Southeast region and top 10 in the country, ladies and gentlemen. You can go to NimnickBuickGMC.com, NIMNICHT, GMC.com, or, of course, always go to the showroom off Phillips Highway and discuss the future of used vehicles. How about this? You need an oil change from the comfort of your living room? You bet. Book it at NimnickBuickGMC.com. They'll come to your home or your business, and they will take care of business. You know why? Because they're there for you. They've been in the business for 82 years. Because they do business the right way. Family owned and operated. Nimnick, your friends of the car business since 1941. We are professional grade GMC.
When you roll into a convenience store for some cold Bud Light, you want to make sure it's, cold. Check out the big coolers at Circle K. They make sure it's chilled and ready to go for the big game or party. Swing by Circle K and pick up some cold Bud Light.
Were you forced into a nosebleed mortgage rate in this past year? Loan Pronto is here to rescue you. Hey, it's Prosser. Listen, If your mortgage rate is over 7, you're going to be in heaven with Loan Pronto's zero-cost refi. You can cut your house payment by hundreds of dollars and even do it with zero closing costs and no appraisal. Rates have plummeted to the lowest point in nearly 12 months, and it's time to say goodbye to that bad loan you got stuck with. Loan Pronto's got APRs with fixed rates in the 5s. So don't live with that record high a day longer. You can lock in a lower rate now with virtually no paperwork or cost involved. Call now and see how much lower you can get your house payment. Refi now, and you can even skip your next 2 house payments altogether. Call for a free 30-second quote, 904-999-1508. At loanpronto.com, you can find out more. 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
I'm Sam Nelson. In the win over Carolina, Jag head coach Doug Peterson likes the way the team rallied around backup QB C.J. Beathard.
When your starter's out, backup's in, I think the focus, the attention is a little bit, the guys are a little more zeroed in.
The backup QB says it was good to get out on the field.
But yeah, no, it felt young again out there, felt like a kid out there getting to play and run around and play football. It was fun.
With the division at stake, Jag Josh Allen is already turning his attention to this weekend's meeting with the Titans.
We need to play their best football. The great ones respond. And this is a great opportunity for us to respond as a team, as a defense, as an individual player myself.
At your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar Update, I'm Sam Nelson on 1010 XL and 92.5 FM.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 2-minute drill. Brought to you by Tire Outlet. Tire Outlet is now hiring. Visit TireOutlet.com/careers. Equal opportunity employer.
Hello, Michael.
Hi, good morning.
You got Jeff Lageman here.
I do.
You got a Victory Tuesday.
Victory
Check
Tuesday.
the tape Tuesday. Combine.
Good way to start the year.
Yeah.
We have not had one in a while.
Got a nice shutout. A shutout's good in the NFL. I like shutouts.
Only nine in team history, 2 this year.
Yeah.
I would have taken 7 to 6,
Sure.
I mean, but you feel better about the way they played now.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more confidence from the fan base heading up to Nashville.
Needed to stop the bleeding, man, in the worst way.
Had to get a win regardless,
Yeah.
but to do it in thoroughly dominant fashion didn't hurt. I mean, look, they're an NFL team that put up 30 points the week before.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, so against the Green Bay team that looked pretty good. It just so tells you how the league is week to week. It just is. I mean, we say it's a cliche, but it's absolutely true.
Like, I think the Jags are going to win Sunday, but I'll bet you, would it shock you if Carolina upset Tampa Bay at home?
No.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me.
No, that division has a lot of that, though.
Get the Falcons the division that way.
Yeah.
Somehow the Atlanta Falcons, if they beat New Orleans and Tampa wins the division, they're terrible.
They have to beat New Orleans. Right,
Yeah,
right.
they play New Orleans. The winner of that. It's
Right.
just like the AFC South. If the division leader loses, the winner of that other game wins the division.
All right, well, you got logs. What else you got cooking?
What else do we need,
That's all
man?
you need,
Check
huh?
the tape. Victory
Yeah.
Tuesday. Tony's on assignment. Good
All
way
right.
to start the year.
Nice. Good.
So let's go.
All right.
Get a dub.
Have a great show. Mike
you.
and Jeff
Happy New
Logman
Year.
coming up. Happy New Year. Jaguars today, momentarily.
Now, today's takeaways, brought to you by Key Buick GMC, where our family dealership has been helping families buy vehicles for over 50 years.
Jeffrey?
My takeaway is I'm somewhat shocked that they're throwing around Christian Kirk's name as the potential to play this year. It certainly looked like that was but at the same time, I take away we are a mess at the receiver position with Jamal Agnew now out for the year with a broken leg. Look, Agnew is kind of a stretch to put him in the role we needed him to play in. But if you got and maybe Zay Jones returns, he's been banged up all year. It's hard to imagine him, to have sustained health, and that's kind of a storyline here that group, even with Ridley, is not as in good a shape and not playing like they were this time last year.
20 targets for Evan Ingram this week, man. Let's go ahead and break that record.
Oh, my goodness.
20 targets.
Shout out Evan Ingram, 104 receptions this year. Well done. Josh Allen, 16.5 sacks. Foye Oluokun trying to win his 3rd straight tackle title. Good luck to him as well. Jags going to Nashville to play at the House of
All
Horrors.
right, it's been a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. Thank you so much for being with us. Jaguars Today is coming up next. We'll see you tomorrow.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.